Sports Animal. Now,
it's 7 a.m.
It's 7 a.m. Time for the opening drive.
Voted the best sports show in New Mexico
for 5 years running. It's the OD in the AM with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Well, you're 1-0, and you've got a 3-game winning streak. And you know you've got a lot to get better at and a lot to improve on. And it's always better to learn lessons when you win than when you lose. Start out impressive. Start out hot. Start out hitting. Start out forcing a fumble on the opening kickoff, a turnover on the opening possession. You score on your first 2 possessions. And then the offense goes stagnant in the second half. And your opponent makes it really, really interesting with about 4 minutes to go. But the bottom line is you get a win to open a football season, and you're off and running. What's up, Merry Friday? Looking at a long weekend, most of you are. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. How you living?
Good morning. What did it do?
It do 27-17. A Lobo victory over Houston Baptist to open up the football season last night at University Stadium in front of 15,908 on a beautiful Thursday night for football. Walking in, saw some people, saw Rudy's tailgate, stopped by, had a brat, saw some old friends at his place, and watched a game where I thought at times Lobo football team was really impressive, and at times I thought Houston Baptist played well. And I sit here and I'm trying to think, okay, was it because Lobos just didn't play well in the second half, or do I want to give a lot more credit to Houston Baptist? And I'm leaning towards both. I was impressed, actually, with that young quarterback. I thought he got a lot better in the second half. But this is about UNM and them getting better. And there were signs. I thought defensively they got to the football. I thought they played well. Houston Baptist had, 187 yards. You had glimpses from Terry Wilson. I didn't realize he had a tweaked ankle until this morning. But you get a win, and you get a whole lot to improve on.
You do. The defense controlled the game as they should. There's enough talented players on that unit that with the questions offensively that HBU had, even though Blaze Benson at times had his moments, it was never in doubt defensively. They gave up 10 points. That is a pretty darn good day. The way that they got to the quarterback, I thought the secondary was really good. The players that you expect to stand out absolutely did, whether it was Jarek Reed making plays, Tavion Combs. The linebacking core shows a ton of promise. Offensively, the line was disappointing. The run game unable to get going. I think a lot of what we saw in the second half wasn't the best of Derek Wareheim. It was, all right, can we just try to get the run game going? Can you get the offensive lineman?
Was Bobby Cole hurt?
Involved. Bobby Cole is dealing with an ankle injury.
Okay.
So he wasn't 100%. And it's unfortunate. It's a bummer that we're talking about 2 guys in Terry Wilson and Bobby Cole already at this point in time with ankle injuries. But I think it was a combination of the ankle and the fact that Cole was ineffective. And so you get Dumas some carries in there, and he had a few that popped. But this is a situation where I feel a lot better about the defense than I do the offense right now. And it wasn't a Terry Wilson issue. That was not as dynamic looking an offense as I expected it.
Yeah, I thought they looked really nice in the first half. Now, granted, they had short fields. And you had the one long strike for the touchdown to Keontae Lanier, who got loose, and I thought that was a really nice pass. You could see the defenders bouncing off each other and getting him free. First drive was a really short field after the turnover, and then the second one, they utilized the tight ends. A lot of Luke Wysong in the first quarter. Didn't see barely any of him after that, which was really interesting to me. Defensively, I thought Ray Luatele was terrific. I thought he was everywhere. To your point, Tavian Combs was really good. He had 12 tackles. Lobos had 5 sacks, 2 interceptions, and a recovered fumble. So they forced 3 turnovers, turned the ball over once. I thought Langston Murray was good. I thought Joey Noble made a difference when he was in there in the second half. Deion Hunter and Rico Hanna were at the ball. Jarek Reed played a good football game, I thought. I thought Deontay Martin was pretty good. Like defensively, to your point, I don't know how good Houston Baptist is, okay? It's a FCS team with a young quarterback making his first start. And that young quarterback, I thought, got better. Boy, he's a big physical kid, isn't he? We were in the meetings on Wednesday, and both Rocky Long and Danny Gonzalez, they were talking about the quarterback for Houston Baptist, Blaise Benson, and they said, man, both of them, he's a big sucker, and he liked initiating contact. But to that, I think you got something to feel good about defensively. You gave up 87 yards. You gave up 10 points. Special teams, I think you got some concerns. The 2 big returns, one was called back and one was a touchdown. But you walk away feeling good about it. You won the football game, right?
You walk away with the victory. I think it wasn't as celebratory as people thought it would be. But that's also why, if you can, you play an FCS team. And in this case, an FCS team that wasn't coming with a lot of expectations. It wasn't a Eastern Washington of the world, because you got by. And this is the only game of the season where you're going to be able to do that.
Yeah. All right, we got a lot to do today. 505-246-0610 is how to get to us. 505-246-0610. We're going to talk Gladiators football coming up at 8 o'clock. Nate Davis, their quarterback, is going to be with us at 8. The Gladiators play in the IFL semifinals coming up this week. They'll be on Sunday. They'll be playing the Arizona Rattlers over in Arizona. And it's a huge game for this franchise. It's a big season for this franchise in their first season in this IFL. And they held a big press conference, kind of a fun little event yesterday. But their quarterback, who is is a guy who's receiving accolades and now first-team IFL. He's going to be with us coming up at 8 o'clock. We'll talk to him, and he's always really good.
Yeah, I like what's going on over there. It's an amazing run. All those guys have been fantastic. The buy-in, the play, and now it's the number 1 seed on deck. Semifinals, IFL playoffs.
The IFL had their all-IFL team announced yesterday. First-team all-IFL quarterback, Nate Davis. First-team all-IFL wide receiver, Dello Davis. Dello was with us on Monday. Nate will be with us today. Second-team all-IFL wide receiver, Xavier Amy, and Jared Elmore. So Nate made these guys pretty good this year. And so we'll do that coming up at 8 o'clock this morning. We'll talk football. Ohio State comes back. They were down in the first half. Scored 35 points in the second half. Beat Minnesota 45-31. And then late night, Boise State goes on the road, goes up 21-0. And like selfishly, I was kind of glad the game was delayed because George and I looked at scores during the breaks and we're like, look at Boise State. We're going to get to watch that. And then UCF came back and beat them 36-31. Boise State had the ball driving late in the game. Hank Bachmeier threw an interception. Just a bad throw, bad decision. Did you step and watch it?
I did.
Bad decision, thrown across his body into traffic. And UCF put the game away 36-31. So a big win for the American, a big win for UCF, and a bummer for the Mountain West and for Boise State.
Boise State was destroyed in the second half.
Yeah.
Every phase of the game.
Yeah.
Bachmeier with the worst decision of the game on that throw. It was a rough night for the Mountain West, but guess what? The underdogs lost.
And Vegas was right near the number, weren't they? The Boise State UCF game was 5-point victory. The spread was 3.5. We said Minnesota getting 14 wasn't enough. I think it got bet down to 13.5. They lost by 14 points. It's amazing that Vegas is really that good, but that's how it is. All right, we're going to take your calls today on Global Football. 505-246-0610. That's how to get to us. 505-246-0610. Were you at the game? Did you watch the game? How'd you consume it? I know you did. And what did you think? Elsewhere in the Mountain West, UNLV got beat at home last night. You just brought up Eastern Washington, and that's why you brought up Eastern Washington. 35-33, Eastern Washington in overtime, a couple of overtimes, wins in Vegas at the new stadium. So UNLV FCS team goes into Vegas and beats the Rebels. UNM beats Houston Baptist, and UCF beat Boise State. Ready to go? 505-246-0610. We'll do it when we come back. Take your phone calls, and I want your reactions to what you saw last night as the Lobos open up the football season with a victory over Houston Baptist, 27-17. What you expect? What do you accept? And you accept a win, and let's move forward. Homeowners who have not refinanced their home are having, well, they're leaving a lot of money on the table. Make sure you're not one of those people. It just takes a quick call to American Financing, America's home for home loans, and you'll get a free mortgage review. No pressure, no upfront or hidden fees. It's really an easy way to see if you can add hundreds, maybe thousands of dollars back into your monthly budget, all without starting your term over. That's right. You can get any term, 10 years and over. You know what else? You might even be able to postpone 2 mortgage payments, creating greater upfront savings. Think about what you might be able to do with all of that money. And pick up the phone and call American Financing. They're open now. They're open nights. They're open weekends. They're always open and available for you. Give them a call at 505-247-9999. 505-247-9999 or visit AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334 and MLSConsumerAccess.org.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
DCE Systems want to help schools reopen and keep students, teachers, and staff safe. New Mexico's distributor of Novalent Shield Plus, an antimicrobial hand sanitizer that lasts 24 hours. That's right, 24 hours. 1 liter will provide approximately 2,000 individual applications. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to DCESystemsInc.com to learn more. DCE Systems is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom has portable AC units for rent. Applications include server rooms, retail outlets, healthcare facilities, laboratories, convenience stores and truck stops, events, concerts, and weddings. All of these units are 120-volt plug and play. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacalm.com to learn more. DCE Systems want to help schools reopen and keep the students, teachers, and staff safe. We can also help every business reopen and keep their employees and customers safe as well. Don't just disinfect. Novalent antimicrobial technology provides ongoing residual protection against bacteria and viruses and is proven to last up to 90 days. That's right, up to 90 days. Call us today at 505-507-7722 or go to DCESystemsInc.com to learn more. DCE Systems are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
Drive, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. Micah, Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show.
Good morning. Welcome to Sports Desk Live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Datacom is the manufacturer's representative.
95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
All right, come on in at 505-246-0610. We'll talk Global Football's 27-17 win over Houston Baptist. I want to give a shout-out to the ProView Networks crew. Adrian was there last night. He's up this morning producing our show on TV on channel 20.5, on our Facebook page, the OD and the AM, on ProView Networks' YouTube channel. ProView Networks produced the game on My 50 last night in the Mountain West Network, and I thought they did a outstanding job as they were putting out fires all night. I've told you many times how much I enjoy working with that crew, with Adrian and J-Pol and Josh and Alden, and we've worked with them for a long time now. JJ, I know you've worked with them on games. They are pros. They are good. They are so steady. Their demeanor under pressure. I've done live TV for the majority of my life now, and I know what the demeanor is. I know how many things go wrong, and the way they handle it and how good they are. I was proud to work with them. I was proud of the product that we were able to put on the air last night. I hope I didn't screw them up, but it was. I enjoy so much working with that group of professionals, and I just wanted to give them a shout out for that production.
Broadcast looked great, sounded great. Good night.
It was fun. It's every time I do that, man, I realize how much I enjoy it. It's reps, you know.
Yeah.
It's like anything else, but I really enjoy it. All right, let's go. 505-246-0610. It's how to get to us today. You want to get started? Go to the phones. Yep. Who do I got there? I got, all right, what's up? Dan, how are you? Good morning.
Morning, Jeff.
Hello, Daniel.
JJ, Amory. So, I sat in the handicap section and nobody asked me for my blue placard, so that was pretty cool.
You sat in it? Like in your chair?
Yeah, on the north side, I sat on a handicap chair and nobody asked me if I was handicapped. So that was pretty cool. But, Jeff, the one point I thought when Terry broke, here we are on first name basis now.
Yeah.
When Terry broke away on that 55-yard run,
yep.
And then immediately after, 2 penalties, got pushed back,
yep.
Couldn't get the TD.
Miss a long field goal.
Crappy little punt, and it seemed like right there the air got taken out of their sail. You know what I mean? And it seemed like they struggled to the end from there. But I will take the win. I love the atmosphere. Loved seeing everybody there and seeing people I hadn't seen for a while, and had a great evening at the stadium. So let's go every weekend now when we get a home game, guys. Go Lobos.
See you, Daniel. Good to hear you. You know, one of the things, and I'll ask you this, if you were there in regards to atmosphere, and I got it, man. I understand it wasn't the biggest crowd, and it was 15, almost 16,000, and you know, if that's where you want to go, that's fine. But I did, and I didn't do tailgate. Like, you know, I was calling a game last night. I couldn't drink a bunch. I mean, I could only have a few before the game. I'm kidding.
Just loosen up. Some of the nerves out.
But I did see people I haven't seen in a long time, man, and it was good. Just seeing people in the press box that I hadn't seen in a while, seeing people in the parking lot. Like, I mean, just as a human being getting moving again, how nice was that just to be out there and see some people that are friends, that are associates, that are whatever you consider people, just to be out there. And I mean, that to me is part of this whole situation with football and getting out there and doing stuff.
Was it nice?
Wasn't it?
I wasn't out there.
No.
Studio host. Got to be back in studios. That's the one thing I miss about.
Yeah, that's a good point. I thought for some reason I thought you were out there for the first half.
No. Yeah, it is the one thing I do miss is getting a chance to be at the stadium.
Sorry, man. didn't mean to like rub it into you.
It was
awesome, and the smells.
I want to hear everyone, the stories, what it's like. I love it.
Yeah.
I miss it.
My family said it was electrifying. Like, it felt like the olden days.
Really?
My dad said that. My dad said, we're coming every week.
And I could have upgraded his tickets, actually. Now that I think about it.
They were so nice.
We had my ticket.
They loved it.
All right, we had my
next week.
tickets. We ended up not getting used. I feel horrible.
Oh, well, next week.
All right. Well, next week I'm using them.
Okay. Well, anyways, they just, my nephew, everyone loved it. So
good. I just thought the atmosphere was good. The running game. So here, Dan said something. He said, I thought after Terry's long run, isn't that the possession where they missed the field goal, long field goal?
Yes.
And they went backwards. He said, I thought the air got taken out of their sails. I just didn't think there was any air in their sails in the second half offensively, period. Like, I didn't think there was any air to be taken out of their sails in the second half. I never felt, except for that one run, that they had – I mean, I don't know. What did you see offensively in the second half? Because, you know, I looked at George, and during the break, he says, offense just doesn't look good at all. It's not that, you know, it was stagnant. They just didn't look good in the second half.
A lot of it felt like play calling. Like, that was not the best Derek Wareham can do. It really felt conservative. It felt like they were trying to we want to run the football.
Let's just get out of here.
We want to be physical up front. We want to get the run game going, because I didn't think the passing concepts were as good as they were in the first half in terms of getting the ball out. I didn't think that really letting Terry Wilson go as efficient as he was. He didn't do anything in the second half, and I think a lot of that does come down to just how the game was called.
Yeah, he threw to 10 different receivers. The tight ends, and you know, talking to the coaches the other day, they really love the tight ends. I thought Buckler was terrific. I thought we'd see more Connor Woodhoff, and we didn't. But Butler, I thought, was really good. Jarvis is listed as a tight end on the first touchdown. By the way, I didn't get the memo. And George did, and somehow I didn't, that Jarvis had changed his number from 85 to 5. Hence, I wasn't, you can hear, I didn't exactly, wasn't on the first touchdown call. I'm like, damn, dude, I don't have a number 5. I don't have a 5. I don't have a 5. Oh, okay. George kind of pointed it at me. But I think they've got receivers. He went deep, and it was Lanier, Keontae Lanier, and Danny had mentioned him the other day, how he likes the speed and how he likes the ability. So look, I think there's you saw glimpses, right? You saw stuff. To me in the second half, and I agree with you on Derek Wareham, I wonder how much they just didn't want to show. Like their first play of the game, right? They run a reverse to their backup quarterback who throws to the quarterback, and I'm like, whoa! Like of everything I didn't expect in on the first play, I didn't expect a reverse coming back and throw to the quarterback with your backup quarterback. I think that's all we saw Trey Hall, right?
Yeah, that was the only snap for Trey Hall.
First one.
Yeah,
the first one. So do you think they were holding stuff back so they didn't want to put a bunch on tape?
It feels that way, and really interested to when by the time we get a chance to talk to Danny Gonzalez Monday, then they'll have a lot in storage in terms of going over this game. What do they want to do moving forward? Was it called more conservatively, or was it really just the offensive line was not that good last night and it didn't allow them to do what they wanted to do?
Yeah, and we'll see. We'll see. 505-246-0610. If you want to get in on Ohio State's victory, 45-31 over Minnesota, you can do that. UCF 36-31 over Boise State. Dominated the second half. Broncos jumped out to a 21-0 lead. How are you feeling at 21-0 with Boise State?
Feeling good.
Really
Feeling
good,
real
right? Really good. They're down there on the road. Big delay. Gus Malzahn's team looked like they were on their heels. I thought Boise State, here you go. And then it goes the other way. And a big loss for UNLV at home last night. So Lobos were the only Mountain West team of the three who played who were victors yesterday. I want to get into that. When we come back, we'll get into the Big 12 expansion talk, the teams who are now reportedly targets for the Big 12 to try to stay alive. There's a lot of conversation to this. Is that enough to keep the Big 12 as a Power 5 league? And then do those schools go? And I think the key is BYU. 505-246-0610. We'll have that conversation when we come back.
It's been a busy week, probably at the game last night, watching the game. And guess what? You can catch up. That missed workout, get it in on Saturday or Sunday morning. That's what I'll be doing tomorrow at F45 training. And that's what I love about F45 training, not just that the workouts are fantastic, 45 minutes, high-intensity interval training, is that they have classes available 7 days a week. You can make it work with your schedule. So check them out at F45training.com. Download the F45 app today so you can see the schedule of classes they have available 7 days a week. The description of the workouts that you'll be doing tomorrow, it is the hour class. They drop the hour class on you on Saturday morning to get a fantastic workout in. Sign up for your 7-day free trial. Get in and get going. And you saw earlier this week, pulled out the app, booked it, so it's guaranteed your spot. You don't have to worry about it being full, things not being available. That's the beauty of the app. Book your class, doesn't overfill, have your workout in, it's on your schedule. Don't miss it. Check them out at F45training.com. Download the app today. Team training, life-changing. I'll see you at F45.
Listen.
Meet Greg Shamus. He's a State Farm agent, which means he's here to help with all this. But it's easier to just remember he's here to help life go right. Call State Farm agent Greg Shamus at 505-898-3648 today.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
DCE Systems want to help schools reopen and keep students, teachers, and staff safe. New Mexico's distributor of Novalent Shield Plus, an antimicrobial hand sanitizer that lasts 24 hours. That's right, 24 hours. 1 liter will provide approximately 2,000 individual applications. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to DCESystemsInc.com to learn more. DCE Systems is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom has portable AC units for rent. Applications include server rooms, retail outlets, healthcare facilities, laboratories, convenience stores and truck stops, events, concerts, and weddings. All of these units are 120-volt plug and play. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacom.com to learn more. DCE Systems want to help schools reopen.
All right, coming up at the top of the hour, we're going to talk to Nate Davis, the Gladiators quarterback. Gladiators are playing in the semifinals of the IFL against Arizona. It'll be on Sunday, 4 o'clock our time. Talk to Nate after the big victory over the Iowa Barnstormers. I mean, those are, if you watch any indoor football over the years, those are really the two names you know, right? Iowa Barnstormers, Arizona Rattlers. Is there anything else that jumps out to you? Those are the two, right?
Yeah, they've been there, done that.
Yeah. And those are the two teams that Duke City's got. They beat Iowa last week, everything on the road, and they got a chance to do something special this weekend. So we'll catch up with Nate, who is first-team All-IFL quarterback as of yesterday. We'll do that coming up at 8 o'clock. We'll hear from Danny coming up in the next hour, part of what he had to say in the post-game press conference from Danny Gonzalez. And if you want to talk about that, we'll reset, and you're certainly welcome to. I want to talk a little bit about the news that came out yesterday, JJ, about the Big 12 and who they are eyeing for expansion. And this is really them. I don't know if it's quite a Hail Mary, but it's a 1-minute drive with no timeouts right now to save the Big 12 as a power league. Would you say that's fair?
That's a good way to describe it.
It's the Big 12, which remaining is Texas Tech and Baylor and Iowa State and Kansas State and West Virginia and TCU, and probably forgot someone, trying to keep this thing together. And so the report came out yesterday. It's BYU, Houston, Cincinnati, and UCF. That's who they are eyeing in regards to expansion. I think the key is BYU, and I have not been able to find anything anywhere coming out of Brigham Young saying that they would or would not be interested. Now, I'm going to assume that they would. But have you seen anything? Does this make sense for BYU?
I don't think it makes sense for any of these teams right now, because how quickly are you able to join the Big 12? That window, as much as we think it's off, is closing in terms of 2025, when things are going to be renegotiated, when the college football playoff is expecting major changes. So right now, the Big 12 is still holding on to a piece of that power puzzle just based on the contracts they have. But I don't even think those schools are going to get ESPN or Fox or CBS to go, yeah, we're going to give you the same type of deal you had before.
Well, I think we're going to have to figure out what a power conference is, and are they one of them? The SEC is a power conference. Big Ten is a power conference. The ACC and the Pac-12 will remain power conferences. As thusly constructed, if you add those 4 teams, will this constitute a power conference? Well, power conference means, are they going to get the big money, and are they going to get the guaranteed access? What's the goal here? If you're Brigham Young, if you're Cincinnati, if you're Houston, and UCF, is the goal to get more money on an annual basis? Is the goal to have more access to the college football playoff? Do you have more access to the college football playoff trying to win in the American as constructed currently? Or do you have more access if you go through the Big 12 as it would be constructed as proposed? And I'm not sure the answer is as cut and dry as it's, oh, sure, you take the jump to the Big 12. A year ago, the answer is, oh, yeah, you take the jump to the Big 12. 3 months ago, the answer is absolutely you take the jump to the Big 12, right? Your point of it might not be best for any of these schools is interesting conversation. I really think the domino is BYU. And also, what does it mean for the Mountain West? Absent from this conversation is Boise State, San Diego State, Colorado State, anybody from this league. Then I heard you say, well, then the American's going to raid the Mountain West. Well, why would you go, like, if you're Boise State or San Diego State, to go, so you want to go play with Memphis and and Tulsa and Tulane? Like, you feel better about yourself instead of playing in the Mountain West? I don't know that I was able to follow that conversation either.
I don't see that being a big advantage for Mountain West teams going to the American Athletic Conference, even with the perceived narrative at times like the American. They've done a good job in marketing, positioning themselves as the next best conference. The only thing that, like I said, keeps the Big 12 hanging on is they do have that money right now. They do have that connection. But OU and Texas leaving has killed that conference. It's a reality check in college football that there's some of these power conferences that there's teams that aren't attractive, but they're lucky to be there. And that's the rest of the Big 12.
Yeah, I think that's right. And so will this allow them to hang on? And it's going to be really interesting because, what does Texas Tech do? What does Kansas do? I think there are some schools who, if you were reconfiguring right now and starting all over what is a power league, don't you think Texas Tech would be one? I mean, granted, Lubbock's a small market, but I think Texas Tech would be. I believe Kansas, because of basketball, would be. I think Kansas State, although they're the ones that may be left out. TCU's a small faith-based school. Baylor's a small faith-based school. Now, they all got great facilities because they run of money over the last 15, 20, 25 years. But what would constitute a power school? Alumni base, money, support, big crowds for football? Yeah, all of that. And so who's got that? Well, TCU does. Texas Tech does. Baylor certainly does. Iowa State seems to. So I don't know what would constitute a power conference school. I just know what they are. And I look at them now, and to me, this is the Big 12 just trying to figure something out. And what are they going to do? And it feels to me like BYU's a big cog in this, and they're not as big as they think they are. But who's the most important piece? Is it Houston? Is it Brigham Young? Is it because the biggest market's Houston? And I guess if they got into the Big 12, then that would be that market. You bring in Orlando with UCF. Cincinnati's a good market.
Yeah, there's solid additions. Some of them market-wise are even better than what you laid down. And it's the fact that some of the schools in the Big 12, they have the classic tradition, to your point, of people care, they show up, they sell tickets, but it's a whole different conversation. This isn't about selling tickets. It's about, is your product valuable television-wise? And the Big 12 is still in a position where they can throw some of these Hail Marys, have just enough because of the access. And this is the first time where these Group of 5 schools don't have to bend over backwards and say, well, thank you, Big 12. This is amazing. We accept right now. They go, hold up. Things are changing. Things are changing in a drastic way. And maybe this wouldn't be the best move for us to just jump into what was a power conference.
Yeah, I think those schools all go. If it comes, push comes to shove. I think it is good for those schools because the Big 12 is still considered a power conference, right? They get more money than they will in the AAC. They will get more in the Big 12 than they will as an independent. Now, BYU's got a nice independent deal. All their home games are on the ESPN family of networks. One of their big sticking points is do they have access to put their games, whether replayed or live, on BYU TV, their BYU channel. But they'll get more than they will as an independent, and especially with the new CFP coming, right? It's going to expand. The American, the way it is now, only they do get more than Mountain West schools, but not by much. And so the next time through, I think the Mountain West is in a position to be the strongest non-power conference, because if you take Cincinnati, UCF, and Houston out of that league, it's Memphis, it's Tulane, it's East Carolina, it's South Florida. So you got the Tampa market, you got Memphis. I would tell you at that point, having San Diego and Albuquerque and Denver television markets and Vegas makes you better. And I think competitively, I think your league is better than them at that point. And I've never bought into that it's cut and dry that the American is better than the Mountain West now. They won last night. It was a big game. It's going to go a long way in this conversation. UCF beating Boise State last night. But I think as you move forward, Memphis, SMU. You've got some schools, right? You got the Dallas market, Memphis, Tampa. But to me, I think if those schools go, I put the Mountain West in a pretty good position to be the strongest Power 5, if that means anything to you.
It is. Now, the Big 12, what does that make them?
It makes them a power conference for now.
And that's my point for now. Are you? How much more money are you going to be able to renegotiate? I think they did land all those teams. It'd keep them in a pretty solid position. They might not get as good of a deal as they did, but surveying the whole picture of it, to your point, I think those schools would go, but I don't think it's as quick a yes. I think there is just a little bit, okay, let's take a step back and actually think about this for a second, as opposed to right when the Big 12 calls, you don't even say hello, you just say yes.
Yeah, no, I think that's right, and I think you're playing the immediate, right? You're playing the immediate with an eye on the future. For now, yes, it puts us in a better position, and if you're in a Big 12 constructed with the current 8, and then with BYU, Cincinnati, Houston, and UCF, are you in a stronger position in the next TV negotiation in that league, in the Big 12, than you are in the American? I think the answer to your point is yes, and you go. And I think that's kind of where this thing seems to be headed at this point. 505-246-0610 if you want to get in. We'll hear some of Danny Gonzalez's postgame coming up in the 8 o'clock hour. Nate Davis, the quarterback for the Gladiators, is going to join us at 8 o'clock as they get ready for a big semifinal game in Arizona this weekend. And we want your calls in reaction to the Lobos' 27-17 victory over Houston Baptist last night. As summer winds down, the pace of life typically picks up as you head into the fall. Gentlemen, you ready? How you feeling? Ready to tackle everything that fall brings? If not, New Mail is there to help. Are you finding yourself tired too often? Maybe you put on a few extra pounds, you're dealing with erectile dysfunction. Look, as men age, those kinds of things are natural. It's nothing to be ashamed of, and there's a good chance you're going to be affected. New Mail specializes in helping men deal with these things. Give them a call, 505-652-1688, or visit them online at Newmail. That's NUMALE.com. Newmail's cutting-edge treatments have been leading the way for years in helping men deal with low T. This is a no-brainer if you want to feel like you again. They're convenient. They're right here in Albuquerque. They're with you every step of the way. But the best part, the biggest part of this whole entire thing, it works. Results are real, and you can feel like you again. Call Newmail, 505-652-1688. That's 505-652-1688. Or visit newmail.com and make this the fall you feel good again.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Hi, my name is Cynthia Baling.
Hi, my name is Greg Shemus. We are both State Farm agents, and like a good neighbor, we are thrilled to be able to support the return of high school sports in New Mexico.
We've got your back. Go Teams.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Ashley Duran in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened?
Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Car Crafters is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green and keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the...
On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
All right, a bunch of texts that I got to get to and emails, and you're coming in strong this morning. Emails come in, Jeff at sportsanimallabq.com, JJ at sportsanimallabq.com, the text line. Also doubles is the Quan's Auto Care hotline, area code 505-246-0610. Call us or text us using that number. JJ Carl says, that's why you recruited Timex Terry. When was the last time a Lobo quarterback threw a 9-inning complete game? He may be too good. It looked like the rest of the offense was standing around waiting for Terry to make a play. I don't know that I think that's right. I to your point, I thought play calling limited a little bit of what he was trying to do. I thought he looked good in the first half. There was obviously some miscommunication. Was it the first play of the last drive before the interception? Oh, I'm sorry, before the fumble recovery. By the way, we got to get to that. Where they were trying to put right about 4 minutes, right? When it was close to 7 points. And the first play, he looked like he was trying to hand off to Dumas, and Dumas wasn't there, and he kind of had just fallen the ball, and the 3-yard loss, he started behind that sticks. I thought there were things that had to be worked out. I thought Terry was fine. The offense, to me, looked good in the first half at times, and it's like one of those evolving things.
Yeah, I did not think this was a Terry Wilson issue at all in the second half. It felt like Derek Warheim was trying to call a game to get the run game going as opposed to just letting Terry Wilson open it up. Now I'm expecting Terry Wilson to be a lot more aggressive against New Mexico State. He's going to have to use those legs a little bit more. It was a get-by game in that regard, but I was not wowed by the offense. I know Derek Warheim can call a better game. I do believe that. Yeah. But there's things to work on, and a lot of it, too, will be what can this offensive line do? Is a run game going to have a chance to get going this season, or is it going to be a situation where it is all on Terry Wilson to make everything happen?
James says, Danny Gonzalez doesn't fool me, Jeff. He had Lobo football under a chokehold. He was clearly incentivized to keep the game close. Maybe he thought if they win by 50, nobody's going to show up next week. But a close game and delusional Aggie fan like Jason and Jerome will pile into University Stadium thinking they have a chance, even if New Mexico State gets blued out this weekend. Okay. There's your conspiracy theory. He was incentivized.
I think he cares that much about New Mexico State to keep it close.
Oh, I promise you he doesn't. Sid said, good job on my fitty. Mr. Symbieta was surprisingly entertaining, and it wasn't just because of the water I was drinking during the game.
Surprisingly entertaining.
I don't know if that means, I don't. People say, well, you actually did a good job. I don't know. Did you expect me just to blow it? Thank you. Is that what you say at that point? Thank you?
I listened to you last night. I watched you.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that.
It was fun.
I had fun. I had a good time. Gus said, what do you think about Vic Schaefer's play calling, Jeff? I kept waiting for Houston Baptist to chunk it down the court a few times to try to spread out Rocky's defense. I also thought the option play with 4 minutes left and a chance to send the game into overtime was mind-boggling. It's from Gus. JJ, that was mind-boggling. They hadn't run an option all night. They got a young quarterback who I thought was finding a groove, and they run an option with a right-handed quarterback to the left side, and they put it on the ground, and it's ball game.
It was a terrible play call.
I mean, what were they doing?
The worst play call of the game.
Period. Yeah, that one was stunning.
And they didn't have time to throw it downfield.
They were trying to get it out of his hands quickly. That was the whole point, right? Mm-hmm. Bruin James, good morning. How you doing, James?
Hey, I just got back from the IE. That kid last night.
Which kid?
He was under the radar, man. He went to Rancho Cucamonga High School. I mean, man, Rancho Cucamonga that good? I mean,
what kid am I talking about, James? I have no idea what kid. What kid am I talking about?
Okay, my bad. Kid from Ohio State.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Stroud.
All right, yeah, Stroud, C.J. Stroud.
Yeah.
Wow. I should have known that.
Under the radar.
Well, he's not under the radar anymore.
No.
He had a big second half.
I remember, like, 6 months ago, you guys talked about quarterbacks from either Texas or California.
Yeah.
SoCal is running the table here.
They're putting out some quarterbacks.
Football.
Yeah, they're putting out some quarterbacks, and they have for a while. And they're all over the place, and not just in Southern California. They're all over the map now.
Yeah, man, and we got DTR, so we're good, baby. Anyway, just got back from home. It was nice.
Welcome back.
Visit, but all
right, man.
Have a good one. Take
Enjoy
care.
the weekend. I had no idea who he was. Should I have known? I should have known his train of thought.
Okay,
I should have known what he was thinking. Man, that kid
out
kid
of
from
the million
IE.
games last night.
The kid from, and we're talking about this one, and obviously, if I was calling the New Mexico game, I didn't watch the Ohio State game. That kid from the
right?
IE.
The 4-star quarterback that signed out of Ohio State, he was under the radar.
It was going so well.
I just didn't know. Look at Flutter.
Yeah, there's your flutter.
Flutter. All right. I didn't know where he was going. I just didn't. Lobo Hobo said, what happened to all the players on the offense, Jeff, when the old football won those last 2 games? They were able to cobble together an offense with contributions from guys like Bryson Carroll and Jordan Kress. What happened to all those folks? Lobo Hobo.
Not on team anymore?
They didn't re-sign as free agents. I mean,
they moved on?
Yeah. Turnover. Look, it feels to me like there's weapons. I think you scratched the surface yesterday. I do believe that. And I do believe they'll get better. I think you saw some glimpses last night. I think Danny would tell you, and we'll talk to him on Monday. Second half, the offense got stagnant. The offense wasn't very good in the second half. Looking forward to Monday and talking to him and just what happened there and how do you get better. We come back, we're going to talk about the Gladiators. Nate Davis is their quarterback. He's going to be with us. Gladiators are playing in the IFL semifinals in Arizona on Sunday. And he's first team all-league. We'll talk to him about the game last week. And now moving forward. On the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Raider Nation.
Sadie's is a proud supporter of New Mexico high school sports and athletics, and we here at ProView Networks would like to thank Sadie's for their continued support in helping us bring you all of your New Mexico high school sports coverage.
At New Mexico Highlands University, you're more than a student, you're family. Whether you're taking courses in Las Vegas, Santa Fe, Rio Rancho, Albuquerque, or Farmington, you'll get that one-on-one attention to inspire you to reach your goals. Let New Mexico Highlands help take your passion and accelerate it into a career and fulfilling life path. Find out why New Mexico Highlands is the right choice for you. Log on to NewMexicoHighlands.com today.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from YAFL to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this? Don't worry. I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on. What's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog! Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry. We'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Car Crafters is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green and keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Talk to State Farm agent Greg Shamus today.
Thank you. Sports Animal. Now, voting voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. Don't sweat the technique. This is the opening drive with two-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta, and JJ Buck. Don't sweat the technique.
All right, you got a big one for the Gladiators coming up this weekend. Playoffs, second round, semifinals of the IFL. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. We'll get back to your phone calls in a little bit. Duke City Gladiators are the highest scoring team in the IFL. They score over 52 points a game. And yesterday, the all-league teams were announced. Dello Davis, their brilliant receiver, was named first-team all-IFL receiver. And our next guest, their quarterback, Nate Davis, was named the first-team all-IFL quarterback. And I looked at some of the numbers, and I just had to show them to you because they're obscene, and they don't even make sense. Nate Davis has thrown for 79 touchdowns this year in their 14 games. And, okay, so you need perspective on that. Wow, that's a lot of touchdowns in a season. Okay, I get it. The next best was a guy from Massachusetts who threw for 37. He threw for 42 more touchdowns than anybody else in the league. Nate Davis is the first-team all-IFL quarterback. He joins us on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Good morning, Nate. How you living?
Hey, good morning. I appreciate you having me on the show.
Well, congratulations, first off, on the victory last week, a crazy game that we'll get into. Dello was on with us on Monday talking about it. And yesterday being named first team all-league and obviously deservingly so. What a season you've had.
Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Have you ever thought about throwing – I looked at the numbers just now. 79 touchdowns in a season in 14 games is obscene, Nate. I mean, and when you look at perspective, actually, then the next guy's at 37. It's how do you explain it?
So I just do my job. I mean, that's what it comes down to. So in 2019, when I played with the Amarillo Venom, we played 12 games, and I had 74 touchdowns.
Dang. Well,
so
79's more.
I'm used to, throwing the ball.
Yeah.
But, I'm saying these guys helped me out so much this year. Dello, Amy, Sip, Coop. There's just so many guys that help me out so much. And all the shot, all the skill guys get all the recognition. But the ones that I want to recognize, of course, is my old linemen. Because if it's not for them, then none of this stuff's possible.
Now, they've been taking good care of you, and you've been taking good care of them, and you've been feeding the receivers and making it work. This team's got a different buzz to it, and they've won 2 championships around here in the CIF. But this team's got a familial buzz to it. With everything you've gone through between the pandemic and not having a home and moving out to Rio Rancho, changing head coaches mid-season, does this team feel different than some of the other teams you've been on in the past?
Oh, of course, because all the stuff that's been going on. So, yes, it does feel different. But you know what? We rallied around, stuck through it, and we've been successful.
Nate, the play that ended last weekend's game, it's going to be talked about forever between the people that watched it, you guys. When ultimately that play came in, what were you thinking? And then how about the pass from your dude, Dello Davis, the wide receiver?
Okay, number one, Dello's been wanting to throw the ball all year. He plays sometimes backup quarterback in practice, so he really thinks that he is the quarterback. So he tells everybody on the team that he's the number 2. He said he's the number 2, but Ken said, "Hey, we've been 100% in practice on that play right there that we ran." Ken was like, "Hey, let's run it." I was like, "We're on the 2-yard line." He's like, "Hey, it's now or never." So I came to the huddle, looked Dello in the eyes. "Hey, do you think this play gonna work?" I'm not gonna say exactly what he said, but he says, "Let's go," and left the huddle. I didn't even call the play yet.
So he knew what was coming.
But he knew exactly what was going on. He trusted it. The whole team trusted it, and we went out there and executed the play.
And for those of you who don't know, Gladiators were down 6, 2 seconds to go on the 1-yard line at Iowa in a playoff game, and they ran a reverse flanker pass, and Nate, who is the first-team all-league quarterback, hands off to his all-league receiver, and everybody thought the receiver was going to try to make the play, and Dello threw the touchdown pass, and so that's the play they're talking about. And Nate Davis is with us on the opening drive this morning.
Well, Nate, that game was definitely different. It had the playoff feel. You guys had to grind it out. The running game became a factor. How much do you think just that style of play coming out on top will help you guys coming into this weekend?
Oh, it helps us. It helps us big time. The reason why it helps us is the time of possession to help out our defense. We don't put our defense on the field the whole game, where we be out there just a couple plays, and then the defense is out there, because the other team wants to try to keep the ball from us. So that's their goal, is to run the ball, to keep the clock, keep on moving, so we don't have to. So the offense is not on the field. So we got to help out the defense and time it up. So the time management and all the way on the other side.
Nate, families fight. Families love each other, they hug each other, and they fight with each other. Brothers beat the crap out of each other. You had a little skirmish in practice last night, or yesterday morning. What can you tell us about it?
All it is guys wanting to are ready to play. It's just like camp. It's like, hey, you got to earn your spot, and that's what guys are. Guys are going that hard because it's playoff mentality. Everybody's going so hard, so of course you're gonna have guys arguing. You guys are gonna have scuffles. That's just football. That's what I've been a part all my life, and it just happens, and it makes us closer because now them guys, even trust each other even more because now that they're ready for war, it doesn't matter.
I hear about football fights, and they happen all the time, and coaches react differently. Some coaches just get pissed, and maybe it's how it happens and the circumstances. Some guys get angry and want to throw a guy out of camp. Other guys love it and love the competition. It feels like, and again, I wasn't there. I just heard the story yesterday, but it feels like 2 guys fighting, 3 guys fighting, whatever you had yesterday in practice, somehow, and explain the mentality is healthy, and somebody who doesn't play football, somebody in a sport like that is just not going to understand it.
Yes. So the reason why I feel like it's healthy is because for our team is if something don't happen every week, then it's not the Duke City way. So, and that's how these guys are coming in just trying to fight for their job.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing is these guys are coming in here trying to fight for their job. So that's why I feel that it's good for the team. You know what I'm saying? And then some coaches, yes, they don't like the whole fighting part. But I feel like it brings us closer.
Yeah.
I really do because just like you said, if you have a brother, you gonna fight him.
Always did.
Over something little.
Yep.
You will fight him.
Promise.
Exactly. So, but guess what? At the end of the day, you still gonna love that dude.
Hey, Nate, I got to ask you this, and you asked you this yesterday at the press conference. You've used this term quite a bit. You say it's the Duke City way, and you used that yesterday at the press conference, and you just said it in a lot of different settings. You say it's the Duke City way, and so I asked you, and I'm going to ask you again in this forum. What do you mean when you say it's the Duke City way? What is the Duke City way?
So it's just staying as a family, staying as a family, being a brotherhood, and sticking through the hard times, and that's what they have done. Like I said before, I played against these guys for the last 8 years. So just by seeing them, when things go bad, they don't go south. When things go bad, they don't go south. They stick together as a team, and they pull through for each other. That's the Duke City way. That's the Duke City way that I know, that I've been playing against. And now to be here, I see it in person. That's why they always harp Duke City way, because we're all brotherhoods. We all care for one another. We all want to play for one another. We can be victorious like that.
Nate Davis is the Duke City Gladiators quarterback with us for a few more minutes.
Nate, I know teams, players are always going to feel like they have something to prove, but do you guys still feel like the IFL needs to notice that these guys disrespected you to the point of, all right, these guys are coming to the IFL now? Is that still something that's fueling you guys?
No, definitely not, because, look at us. We in the playoffs, first year playoffs. There's a gang of teams that have been in this league for many years and are not in the playoffs. So I think we did what we had to do, you know what I'm saying? But we are not finished yet. That's the main thing is we are not finished yet. We're ready to go to war, and it showed yesterday that we are ready to go to war.
Yeah. All right. Here's a team that beat you a couple times. You're playing Arizona, a team that's established. I was saying to JJ, I mean, if you think of indoor football, the two names that really stand out over the years, Iowa Barnstormers, Arizona Rattlers. You beat one of them, you got the next one coming up. They beat you twice this year. Does that mean anything?
No. I mean, it's another game. It's just another game. We just got to fix our mistakes. Don't worry about what they do. Just control what we can do. I felt like that has been our problem the last couple times, the last two times we played them. We messed up on our side. It wasn't nothing they did. We just made mistakes on our side. We just got to fix those parts.
League semifinals. I got the feeling yesterday you guys aren't done wanting to play football. Feels like you want to go at least another week.
Oh, no. I mean, this is my job. This is what I do for a living. So, of course, I would never want to stop doing what I do for a living. But, hey, we're out here ready to go to war. It's going to be a hard, tough game, but we're up for the challenge, and we're very excited about it.
Safe travels over there, man. Good to see you yesterday. Best of luck. It's been a heck of a season. First team all IFL, 79 touchdowns, which is just, I mean, I've never seen numbers like this outside of video game. Keep it going, and I don't know, what do you need, 6, 7, whatever you need. By the way, your defense played. You don't see indoor games in the 30s. I know you gave a shout-out to your defense yesterday. But it's a different game in the playoffs, it feels like, huh?
It is. And they came to play, and they saved us, man. I made a couple bad mistakes where, I shouldn't have, I threw an interception. But there were some couple mistakes that I made and during down the final stretch. But once, they got that stop, I knew we had the game. I knew we had the game in the bag because, man, we do so many 1 minutes in practice that we was ready for it.
Right on. All right, go get Arizona. Best of luck to you. Appreciate spending some time with us. Thanks, Nate.
Hey, appreciate you. Thank you for having me on the show.
Be well. Nate Davis, first team all I've never seen 79 touchdowns in 14 games. I mean, what are we playing? Video games? We're in the backyard. And when you put it in perspective, the next guy's got 37. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's a huge disparity.
Yeah. I'm pulling for them. They got a big one in Arizona. It'll be Sunday afternoon. They're going to play at 3 o'clock over there, 4 o'clock our time in the semifinals of the IFL. Whether you're interested in saving money on your monthly mortgage payments or you're considering a cash-out refinance, the lender I recommend is American Financing because they're the kind of company that only wants what's best for you. The process starts with a free, no-obligation mortgage review so you can understand custom loan options that may be a better fit. After all, rates are still quite low, and there's a good chance you can benefit from them. It could mean up to $1,000 in monthly savings without starting your term over. That's right. They can do any term, 10 years and over, so you're not wasting money on years that you don't need. They don't charge upfront fees. They don't charge hidden fees. It's really a no-pressure, no-obligation experience focused on you, so what are you waiting for? With rates still incredibly low, there's never been a better time to make your move. Pre-qualify for free. Call them at 505-247-9999. 505-247-9999 or visit them online, AmericanFinancing.net, NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Calling all football players. Are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this? Don't worry. I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on. What's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog! Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry. We'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Car Crafters is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. Albuquerque's favorite spot. It's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green and keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Talk to State Farm agent Greg Shamus today.
Thank you to Greg Shamus for his support of ProView Networks.
At New Mexico Highlands University, you're more than a student, you're family. Whether you're taking courses in Las Vegas, Santa Fe, Rio Rancho, Albuquerque, or Farmington, you'll get that one-on-one attention to inspire you to reach your goals. Let New Mexico Highlands help take your passion and accelerate it into a career and fulfilling life path. Find out why New Mexico Highlands is the right choice for you. Log on to NewMexicoHighlands.com today.
No doubt. It was a really good feel. They held a press conference yesterday. It was like a sideshow. Everybody got up and did their little act. It was kind of comic. You'd have enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Della was terrific.
They're fun. They're fun personalities.
No doubt. I told JJ this yesterday. I don't think we've had one gladiator on or anybody affiliated with the Gladiators who we haven't gone to break and go, man, that guy was really good.
Done a good job this season. Great job handling everything. The players have been fantastic. Product is a lot of fun. I'm excited to see what happens on Sunday.
Yeah, and it's just good to see some success. 505-246-0610. All right, let's get back at it. We'll hear from Danny Gonzalez from his postgame last night later in this hour. Rudy, good morning. Good to see you last night. Sounds like you had a good time.
Had a great time. Little burnt around the edges, because it was the 6-hour tailgate. Hadn't had one of those in a while.
Yeah, you got to get back in shape, old man.
Well, I was out of tailgate shape.
Yep.
And my sandbags didn't come in to hold the tent down, so I had to go get buckets of water, 5-gallon buckets of water, fill them up. It's not like Dunga Din out there, but it worked, And I'll tell you what, it was nice. 15,000 plus on a Thursday night. That, as a Lobo fan, seeing the past, seeing some of the dismal crowds, I thought that was a pretty good crowd. Now, the offense bogged down, but when your defense only gives up one offensive touchdown, you're going to win a lot of games.
Yep. Then, look, the competition's going to get better, but I thought that was the perfect first game, and I saw glimpses. They've got to get better, and I believe they will.
Well, I think what happened, you don't go a lot against a lot of four-man fronts in practice. And I thought Houston Baptist ran a pretty effective front four. And those guys, I think 3 of them were seniors. So, that was their strength, and we kind of played into it. And I know Warheim's going to tweak some things, and you find out later Bobby Cole was dinged up and that kind of stuff that happens. So the whole thing comes down to this. If you bet for the Lobos to cover the spread, I wouldn't have. This is a team that went to Tech and almost beat them, right? They put 33 points up against Tech.
Yeah, it was a different team, different quarterback, different receivers, different. Look, this was a team that was playing with a first-time starter quarterback, a new coordinator, all new receivers. They were young. You're not wrong up front. They were fairly stout. They played. Wallace played well. He was a senior. Ijera, who was pretty good, was a senior. Couch was a senior. Baugh's a junior. So they had experience up front.
And so the worst part is I set my recorder thinking I'll come home and I'll watch the game, and I guess I had recorded too many other programs, so it didn't record. So that really bummed me out.
I got it if you want it.
Yeah, I'd like to hear the call and see the game.
It was
I think that'd be
spectacular.
exciting to have a copy of Danny's first home game ever. And the whole object of football is to win the game, regardless of anything else. So that's the number one priority, and that's what they did. I know Danny was disappointed in the way the team played, so he's going to make sure that going into the New Mexico State game, there's a lot more enthusiasm on that sideline.
Yeah. All right. Well, one in the books. A good tailgate guy. I saw some people at your tailgate I hadn't seen in a minute now. It was good to stop by. Thanks for the brat. Appreciate it. It got me through the night.
We'll be out there again for state, so come on by.
Right on. See you. Enjoy the long weekend. And we'll be here on Monday, by the way. Rudy's tailgate on my way in. I did pass up on the beverages. I took a water. But the brat was terrific. Now, that was dinner.
Sounds good.
That was dinner.
That's great.
Adrian, is it possible maybe to get a file of that game and just so we have it for long term? You guys got to have it, right? Appreciate that. You gave me the shaka, so I think I think we're good with that. You saw that?
Yeah. Duke City style.
That's right, Duke City style. Duke City Maui style. That's right. What's up, Edward? I know. You called the 10-point victory. I beat you to it.
Well, part of the triple crown, if you will, of being devastatingly handsome, tragically brilliant, and today painfully accurate. I knew that it was going to be a tight game. I said that the Lobos would win by 10. And Vegas, you alluded to this in the first segment, Vegas is so good with the numbers. That's why when Crusher makes the 5-star picks, and I pick it at about a 53, 54% clip, you could be a legal sports bookie with those type of numbers. It's difficult. And Vegas, they're not building billion-dollar properties because people are winning these games, right? It's amazing. But, it was a good win for the Lobos, 3-game winning streak. Can't blink at that. I mean, and I think they can get some momentum going. And, Uncle Mo was on the other team's side when they were down 7, and they called that play. And by the way, that call was egregious. It didn't cause the outcome of the game. But that was about as egregious as a call as I've seen. How do you not get that right? My God.
What are you talking about? You talking about the fumble? Is that what you're talking about?
The fumble, absolutely. I mean,
the Lobos might have caught a break there, and it did look. For those of you who didn't see it, Lobos recovered a fumble late in the game, and as the ball that was on the option play, JJ. And I don't know what you thought. It looked like Dante Martin as he was going for the ball. They may have caught a break. It looked like he might have been out of bounds when he touched the ball. Did you think so?
It was close.
Yeah, it was really close.
Yeah, it was close, right? I mean, it looked like 3/4 of his body was out of bounds when he was touching the ball. But it didn't cause the outcome of the game.
Yeah, Devin Sanders recovered the fumble for UNM, but they did review it because there was a delay on it. And I don't think when we were talking about it, I don't think George saw it. He wasn't sure what it was. That's got to be what they looked at, and we took a look at the replay. It might have been inconclusive, but it was really close.
No, but it was good for the Lobos to win in front of the home crowd and probably get a great crowd this next game.
Yep.
And I'm looking forward to it. But along with predictions, I got to talk about the AFC North, which may indeed be the second best division in football. Briefly, I think the Bengals, Vegas had 6.5 wins. I think they go 7-10. The Steelers, I think, are going to set them until they get rid of Ben Roethlisberger, who probably peaked about 4 years ago. I think Vegas has them at 9 wins. I think they're a 9-8 team. And then the Ravens at 11-6, fighting for a wild card. And I'm channeling my inner Brian Winfield Sipe, San Diego State grad.
That's right. He is a San Diego State grad. That's correct.
Indeed. And I think they're going to win 12 games and challenge for the AFC title with 2 other teams this year. I think it's going to be really good. Let me say this. I've accurately predicted the demise of college football and the structure of, the major conferences at least half a decade ago. Accurately predicted last night's game. My next prediction, I'm just going to speak this into existence. I think that the Super Bowl is going to move to Saturday night within the next 5 to 7 years, and it's going to be a pay-per-view event.
Well,
I really believe that.
I've been saying that should happen for years. Just for the record, and JJ, we've had this conversation for I can't tell you how long. Super Bowl should be Saturday night. That way you've got Sunday to deal with it. You got 2 weeks before. Nobody cares about the Sunday. It should be Saturday night.
Absolutely, and it's going to be a whole weekend event of fun for people. And just like old Chuck Heston in the 1956 classic, The Ten Commandments, who won the Academy Award.
Yeah.
So let it be spoken. So let it be done.
Good day, sir.
Have a delightful long weekend, my friends.
See you. And don't forget, while you guys are all on a long weekend, we will be here on Monday. We are here for you on Monday. He talked about Vegas. Are you hearing this distortion?
That's the microphone issue.
It is. All right. It's not my headphone.
Yep.
All right. We're talking about Vegas. Bourne just sent me a note. He says Vegas doesn't always get it right, Jeffy. He said Lobo football had been bet up to 24.5 by post time. That's correct. He said, what about Tulsa? Minus 21.5, losing outright to UC Davis. See? So UC Davis and Eastern Washington, right? Were both FCSs that won yesterday?
Yeah, and all FCSs are not created equally. Eastern Washington is
really good.
Top 12 team. South Dakota State, Colorado State sees as a top 3 team in the FCS rankings, and that can happen.
All right. So, I mean, even though the FCS teams, you think, FBS teams should be able to beat them. However, it happens on a regular basis, and it happened twice last night. UNLV got beaten overtime by Eastern Washington, and UC Davis, good win, and they got Tulsa. All right, when we come back, we'll hear some conversation that Danny Gonzalez had after the game last night. You'll hear from the Lobo football coach after their season-opening 27-17 victory over Houston Baptist. Want to continue the conversation from you. We can get into the Boise State game last night, Ohio State's victory over Minnesota, row the boat. They were rowing for a while.
Oh, it was so good until I tuned in.
They were rowing, and then all of a sudden
I kept flipping between all the games, and I was like,
Then they sprung some leaks, and you couldn't plug those leaks with a thumb.
Turnovers.
Yeah, that's what it is. And then
and the running back went down.
And the kid from the IE.
Yep.
I mean, the kid. You know the kid, that kid from the IE.
Makes his heart flutter.
He was terrific. So we'll hear from Danny when we come back. Hey, I want to turn you on to a place that is so spectacular. And I know you think I'm sending hyperbole at you, but then you go there and you're going to realize, wow, it really is cool. All in Autographs is the Southwest premier sports memorabilia and collectible destination. How good can it be? Go find out for yourself. It's like a museum. 2225 Wyoming Northeast, just south of Manal, west side of the street over there in the Hoffmantown area. All in Autographs is everything that you want in a sports memorabilia and collectible place. But it's not just sports. It's entertainment. It's music. Prince signed guitars and Grateful Dead stuff and Taylor Swift stuff. And if you're looking for something like something unique, you want to make that wow moment for a gift, I promise you'll find something at All in Autographs. You tell them you heard it here on the opening drive. You get $25 off of your purchase of $100 or more. I spent 2 hours the first time in there just gawking at the walls, looking at trading cards, baseball cards, jerseys, pictures, having conversations. Ask them about their VIP experience. You'll be invited to whiskey tastings and cigar nights with celebrities, and they have guys coming in all the time. Last month, it was Steve Garvey and Rick Barry and DJ Mbenga, and all kinds of guys come in and do meet and greets, and you're going to get to meet them. Take a look at their website. It's allinautographs.com. You'll get an idea what they're all about. You can call them at 505-504-7575, but really go in and take a look. All in Autographs, 2225 Wyoming Northeast, Albuquerque's premier sports memorabilia and collectible destination.
Is this my car?
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments,
This is ridiculous!
there's one of these.
Is this my car? What? This is ridiculous.
This can't be happening!
This can't be happening.
Oh, it's happening, sweetheart.
Oh, it's happening, sweetheart. Shut up.
Shut up!
That's why State Farm is there, with car insurance for when things go wrong, but also here with car loans to help life go right. State Farm.
Talk to State Farm agent Marty Size or Michelle Rudolph in Albuquerque today.
New Mexico Gas Company rebate programs can help you save money and use energy more efficiently. Smart thermostats help automate your home's energy use around your schedule, personal preferences, and even the weather. You can easily and conveniently monitor your heating and cooling from anywhere, keeping you comfortable when you're home and saving energy and money when you're not. Purchase a qualifying Energy Star Smart Thermostat and earn a $50 rebate. For more information on New Mexico Gas Company rebate programs, visit nmgco.com.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
He's going to take it himself for a championship! A double play wins it for Frazier! Turn it to the end zone. What a catch! McCartan touchdown! Volusia wins it! The championship!
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
He's going to take it himself for a championship! A double play wins it for Frazier! Turn it to the end zone. What a catch! McCartan touchdown! Volusia wins it! The championship!
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this? Don't worry. I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on. What's the worst that could happen?
No! Bad dog! Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry. We'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Car Crafters is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green. And keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Talk to State Farm agent Greg Shamus today.
Thank you to Greg Shamus for his support of ProView Networks.
All right, 27-17, the Lobos beat Houston Baptist last night. 1-0, 3 games in a row. 3-game winning streak means something around here. I don't care who they're beating. I get it. I'm not telling you they're champions. I'm not telling you it was spectacular. I'm not telling you it was sensational. I'm telling you got a result last night. You play to win the game. How you feeling about it? We'll hear from the coach in a minute. But is that a fair assessment? Like, how'd you feel after it was over?
Did you just go into lowrider mode over there on the chair?
What a weird morning, man. I didn't even have to bring the plate that I broke. There's paper plates in there. That's how my day started, by the way. I'm like, okay, I'm going to bring this little, I have nothing for breakfast. Okay, I'll bring these things in the microwave. Oh, there's no plate. So I brought a plate from my kitchen, and I dropped it in the parking lot, so that snapped. Which now I'm starting to destroy that set of dishes. I already, I broke the top of the sugar bowl once because I caught it on my cuff of my shirt, but whatever. I'm just destroying it now. That. But how do you feel after it was over?
A result matters. Underwhelmed.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah. Underwhelmed, but you got the job done. All right. I'm down with that. Tommy, what's happening? You're on the opening drive. Hello, Tommy.
Hey, what's up, guys? Tommy the Truth back at you. Saw the game, watched the game. They took they took their foot off the pedal, I guess I would say. I think they let up a little bit. I think they should have scored at least 30, 40 points on a team like that. And I think they kind of let down a little bit. I'm impressed with the win. I mean, it's 3 in a row. That's 1 out of the 6 they need to get a bowl bid, which they're going to get. They're going to win 6 games. I already said that. And, 10-point victory, that's great. That's fine. But to me, it's like they let up a little bit in the second half. And a team like that, you should be able to put your pedal to the metal, put your foot on the throat, and put them away. And they didn't do it. But they won. That's all that matters. They won 3 in a row. So I guess you can look at it like that.
Fair enough. Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment. I do. All right, cool. Thanks, Tommy.
Yeah, thanks, guys. See ya.
Enjoy the weekend. All right, Danny, after the game, here's part of what Danny Gonzalez had to say after the game, his thoughts after the 27-17 victory over Houston Baptist.
I'm excited for our guys. I mean, we've got to play a lot better. And we'll make I'm a firm believer that you make your most improvement between games 1 and 2. As hard as these guys work and the habits that we've had around here of losing, winning's obviously not easy. So when you get an opportunity, you've got to make the most of it and enjoy it. And I thought they did a good job in the locker room after the game because maybe this is a positive. They weren't too excited when we got in the locker room. It was more of a relief, which is not good. I want them to. They have to enjoy it. So I upped the celebration. I got mad at them last year after the Wyoming game, and I told them they need to be a little bit more excited and enjoy it.
All right, so that's part of it. Enjoy winning. Enjoy winning. We'll go in the film room tomorrow and we'll break it down, right? We'll go back and look at what happened and what we did wrong, what you did wrong, and we'll break it down. I think that's your point on it. Good win, good result, underwhelmed. Okay, I think that's fair.
In the second half, too, I'm really interested in talking with Danny on Monday just about, was it them trying to force a run and just get more physical up front? The offense did not look as creative as it can be. Terry Wilson did not look as dynamic as he can be as a quarterback. So was it more of just the offensive line was not playing that good? HBU was dominating the front, so they couldn't do what they wanted to do? Or they just felt like they were in a position they could try to force something with the run game?
John says, good win for the Bows. 1 year ago, I think they lose this game. Culture is still a work in progress, but under Coach Gons, I think it's headed in the right direction. Great work on the production crew, but the announcer kept missing where the ball should have been down. LOL. Good job all around, guys.
Which announcer?
Yeah, that guy sucked.
There were a lot of confusing moments from the referee.
Well, because there was the mic didn't work from the referees. For whatever reason, we weren't hearing what they were saying. So there was a play where there was an interception. And it was a defensive lineman made an interception for New Mexico. And there was like a weird little delay, and then all of a sudden the defense came back out, their offense came back out. There was no explanation, and we thought that they were trying to decide, did he get his feet down, right? And then all of a sudden it was first down and goal at the 6-yard line. And it's like, not only did Houston Baptist still have possession, your mic's open, not only did Houston Baptist have possession, but they had a first down, and it was an unsportsmanlike. And I don't even know who it was against. Do you? Do you know who they called it on?
Combs.
Okay. How did you know that?
The stat.
Okay. Because we couldn't. There was no. So there was no explanation. So yeah, there were some really confusing moments in there, as we went through it. But yeah, it was fun. It was fun to be there, and it was fun to do it. Maurice says, why I gave up going to Lobo football. Here's why I don't do stuff. By Maurice. Jeff, unlike other OD callers, I enjoyed going to the games. I think Lobo football needs to move to July. They're going to play.
What?
Because over summer, everybody is gung-ho. This year, we're going to start going to games. So I'd buy tickets thinking everything was lined up. By the time September arrived, the prior interest became, you mean the game is this weekend? And I'd have to drag folks to the stadium. Then as the weather cooled and or the losses piled up, the laundry list of excuses came out. I have a birthday party to go to. I bought tickets for Hamilton that night. I think I have a conference in Philly to go to, et cetera. I didn't realize there were so many flipping conferences in cold weather cities in fall and winter. It got to be such a chore, I just lost interest. It's from Maurice. I guess I don't understand. What's the point?
What?
Here's why I don't go to games. I couldn't get anybody to go with me. Is that what I just read?
Sounds like a you problem. That we.
And
Why
I
do we
don't
have
want
to
to go
read
to
that
games
email
in
every
July.
year?
Oh,
Who are they playing in July?
that's what I'm saying.
They should just have their own games in July.
You broke your rule, Jeff.
I know.
You said you didn't want to address or hear why people didn't go to the game. It's their personal choice.
Dang it.
It's one of my things. I don't care why you don't do things. You want to know the stuff I don't do? Here, let me tell you what I'm not going to do this weekend. I mean, do you care?
No.
Maurice, I mean, I wish you luck. Like you actually
It's not
enjoyed it.
our fault. It's not New Mexico's fault that your friends suck and bail on you.
Come meet new friends at the tailgate.
That's a good point, right?
Go meet some people that like to go to football games.
Exactly.
Like-minded people who want to hang out where
Yeah.
you want to be, and you can go meet new
Stop
friends.
by Rudy's tailgate.
I promise you, he'll embrace you, give you a brat and a beer.
Download the Triple F app.
What is that?
What? Yeah, what's
Football Friend Finder.
Is that,
Is that really an app?
I'm making it.
Dude, that's genius, by the way.
Like, damn, what don't I know? Yes, it's genius.
I just got so excited.
Right? For Maurice, here's and we'll give you your first friend free if you join.
We'll start it right now. It can be on the opening drive.
Yeah.
If you need someone to go to the game with, we will be your football friend finder.
I think that's ideal.
Maurice needs a friend for the New Mexico State game.
It's like a dating service for football fans.
Yeah,
Except for it doesn't have to be a dating service. You just want somebody to hang out. You need a homie.
totally.
Yeah, you're a genius. FFF app.
Yeah, he needs new friends.
There's no doubt. I don't care about it. And he might have been ghosting you if he told you you went to Philly for a conference in November. I'm just guessing. 505-246-0610 or 888-922-0610.
You can make some friends in a team atmosphere at F45 training. High-intensity interval training, full-body functional fitness, 45-minute sessions. The atmosphere is fantastic. And what I love about F45 is, yes, you're going to go in and there's going to be people at different fitness levels, but the atmosphere that the gym creates, the trainers, and the people that show up, you're there all for a common goal, to work out, to get a great workout in, and achieve your fitness goals, whether you're someone that's looking to kickstart your fitness or someone that feels like you're in good shape and wants that extra challenge. F45 is the environment for everyone because of the way the workouts are structured. Check them out at f45training.com. Download the F45 app today so you can see the schedule of classes available, the descriptions of the workouts that you'll be doing throughout the week. It's a different workout every single day. You can sign up for your 7-day free trial on the app. Get in and get going. F45 training, team training, life-changing. I'll see you at F45.
At New Mexico Highlands University, you're more than a student, you're family. Whether you're taking courses in Las Vegas, Santa Fe, Rio Rancho, Albuquerque, or Farmington, you'll get that one-on-one attention to inspire you to reach your goals. Let New Mexico Highlands help take your passion and accelerate it into a career and fulfilling life path. Find out why New Mexico Highlands is the right choice for you. Log on to NewMexicoHighlands.com today.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Next in line.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Plan your adventure at WNMU.edu.
This event is brought to you by Champion. Since 1919, Champion has created the durable, authentic sportswear you need to conquer your goals. As the official uniform and apparel provider for the NFHS, Champion helps athletes at every level make their mark, the mark of a champion. View our apparel today at champion.com.
Next at 10, 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Who did all the new bump music, by the way? Was it you? Was it the ball? Like who put it all together?
I don't know. It depends. Do you like it?
I'm a big Clash fan. Yeah.
I have not done that, so.
Yeah.
But I like it.
Yeah, no, I'm big on the Clash. Yeah, it's kind of different tunes coming back in. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, J.J. Buck. A. Marie is producing, not the Marie, a Marie.
Anna Maria.
Marie. Marie. She's produced on the radio side. Adrian on the television side on ProView Networks. And you can watch the show on our Facebook page, The OD in the AM. So I was just thinking about, like, what if we played the games in July? Like, who can you imagine? It's too hot. It's too monsoony. I'm on my trip to Vegas because everybody loves going to Vegas. I just because it's 118 in Vegas that weekend. Like, I mean, everybody's on vacation, and come on. I mean, I get it, like, and it sucks, and I feel for Maurice that all his friends bailed on him and ghosted him. But FFF's going to help him. But, Edward sent me a note. He said, the Football Friend Finder app, brilliant, JJ Buck. Let me know if you need some investment capital to get things rolling.
Let's go.
I'll only request 65% of the profits. Fancy Flutters, A. Marie, can be the spokesperson.
Fancy Flutters. I totally will be the spokesperson.
We'll have to discuss
yeah,
the percentages there, but I appreciate the interest.
Yeah, all right. You got something to work on now. FFF Finder, the Football
It
Friend
is
Finder.
smart, though. When I moved to New York, I met a bunch of Minnesota people when I looked up a Minnesota bar.
Yeah. And then you went there and just hung out and wore
And
that
they're-
dress that you're wearing right now?
Yeah, they're now all my friends. Like, you know.
Like real friends?
Yeah, real friends.
Like people that you
Real
call
friends.
outside of that bar?
Yep.
That's a big deal.
I
And
know.
You found them on Football Flutters.
I
or
did.
What is it?
I did. No.
Flutters Football Finders?
What was it, JJ?
Football Friend Finder.
Yeah.
Smart.
By Flutters.
It could start with football, then expand to all sports.
See? And then you'd have to find a new acronym.
True.
Well, not really.
I'll just start more apps.
Way more apps and get more capital. Give Edward more money. Richard wants to know about the most important thing. He says, Jeff, I didn't go to the game, but how did the cheerleaders and the chaparrals look?
Jeez.
I heard young, inexperienced, and possibly still working through some quarantine 15 issues. Really?
Jesus.
Is it too late to go into the transfer portal and find few super seniors? Come on now. You can't. If you weren't there, why did I read that?
I don't know. Clickbait. Clickbait. Clickbait.
That's on me.
All right.
I thought they looked great and they performed incredibly well, and the crowd seemed to love them. I saw Hoser quite a bit, or as you
Hoser?
call him, I called him Joshua.
Oh, you did, huh?
Hey, what's up, Joshua? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he was up in the booth, up on the roof, and then he was out there. Who wants a pizza? And giving away, stuff. Hoser was doing his Hoser thing last night. It was actually really fun. All right, you can get in on the Ohio State victory. So I saw none of that, obviously. Ohio State beat Minnesota 45-31. Was it 14-10 at halftime, and they scored 35 points in the second half?
Yeah.
So turnovers, is that because I
yeah, and just lost momentum. It just, ugh.
Really?
3 and
CJ
out,
Stroud.
penalties, just
And they-
the offensive line for the Minnesota. I don't know what they were doing. I mean, it got bad.
And the kid from the IE was pretty good.
Yeah, yeah.
That the kid who just went under the radar somehow wound up at Ohio State was very good in the second half.
Rancho Cucamonga kid, CJ Stroud.
Running on 3rd and 30, that was good. Ugh.
Well, I mean, I don't know what's your 3rd and 30 play.
I don't know.
You got one?
It was bad.
Yeah, it's hard to know that I got the play that always works on 3rd and 30.
Yeah, and right? You're like, what am I gonna do?
There aren't many of those.
Not many.
We
We shouldn't have been at the 3rd and 30 mark. That's the point.
Well,
Come on, PJ Fleck.
See, the boat rode to the bottom.
Boat sank.
So I'm not
second
gonna lie.
half.
I saw the halftime score, and Georgia and I looked at each other like I'm thinking that turns college football upside down in week 1. If Ohio State loses in week 1, because all of a sudden, I mean, you're looking at this now. You're saying, all right, I already know the playoff. I mean, Alabama's in, right? Clemson's probably in. I mean, now Clemson Georgia tomorrow is huge.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, if Clemson loses, maybe we'll see.
And this is the argument that people love and say this is what makes college football so special, that week 1 your season's over.
Well, over, or at least your championship hopes are over. Yeah.
And that's why some people are like, it's got to stick at 4. I think you should at least get one more chance, because if you want,
and
if
you
you want
always
teams
do.
to actually play people. I don't know about Clemson.
Except for Boise State.
Yeah.
Well, Clemson will. So if Clemson runs the table, they're still going to be in the conversation. They lose by 4 to Georgia, and Georgia has 2 losses in the SEC. What's more impressive, a 1-loss Clemson or a 2-loss Georgia? Well, they played the SEC and they lost. Yeah, but they lost twice. They lost. Well, at least you have a conversation.
I don't want to have a conversation. I want.
You're going to have a conversation no matter how many there are.
Yes, Jeff. But I mean, I want clarity. I want ultimately you win your conference, boom, here you go, and then we'll have our like.
Well, all the conference champions get in.
No, they don't.
No, that's what you're saying. If you win your conference,
Yes, I'm sorry. That's what I would like to
that's what
see.
you're saying. Yeah,
But now it's just
and Georgia's probably not going to win their conference because they play in the conference with Alabama. Now they might. All right, 505-246-0610. What else is going on? We got the whole weekend to look at. You got that Clemson-Georgia game to look at this weekend.
Golf.
You got playoff races
Golf.
and the golf. Patrick Cantley still
Baseball.
leading.
There's so much going on.
I know. No NFL this weekend. That's okay. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 12 million participants in America who take part in high school sports or activities.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends. Yeah! Be great. Participate!
The NFHS Learning Center is the leader in online education for the interscholastic community. At nfhslearn.com, you can find over 70 courses, including more than 30 free courses, such as concussion in sports, heat illness prevention, sudden cardiac arrest, and protecting students from abuse. To learn more, visit the NFHS Learning Center.
I thought I was pretty tough until I became a father.
What do you mean you hate
Real toughness is knowing when you need help.
We've all been there. Fried nerves, no sleep. None of us do it alone. If you need help, you've got to ask for it.
We need to fight for our kids' futures. It's up to all of us to make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Connect with resources and support at pulltogether.org.
Plan your adventure at WNMU.edu.
This event is brought to you by Champion. Since 1919, Champion has created the durable, authentic sportswear you need to conquer your goals. As the official uniform and apparel provider,
5.9 FM and AM 610. KNML Albuquerque. A Cumulus station. The sports animal. Now, voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. This is the opening drive with two-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta, and JJ Buck.
Global football is 1-0. They won 3 in a row. Beat Houston Baptist yesterday, 27-17. Aggies go tomorrow. They're in Carson, California to play San Diego State. Then a week from tomorrow, the rivalry of enchantment resumes after a one-year hiatus. Aggies Lobos at University Stadium. Ohio State scored 35 points in the second half last night, beat Minnesota 45-31. And Boise State went on the road to Central Florida, had a 21-0 lead over UCF, and then lost 36-31. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, J.J. Buck, A. Maurice producing on the radio side, Adrian on the TV side. Interesting night of football last night. Obviously, we're here to talk to you about the Lobos if you want to react to that. But there was other stuff that happened. Boise State, and you saw the first half. I didn't. I got to see the second half. I was just messaging back and forth with their play-by-play guy, Bob Beeler, who's been on our show a number of times. And they had a 2.5-hour weather delay. So they went on, and there was lightning in the area, and he had to fill 2.5 hours on the radio.
Oh my God.
I as someone who does 3 hours of radio every day, and I know how tough it is. You prepare and you prepare.
That's different.
But
you're not
that's
going to come in
different.
and be like, so what do you think about the FedEx Cup playoffs? It's a Boise State football broadcast.
And you've already done a pregame show. Like, you've already done it. And you know Boise State, they've probably already done at least a 2-hour pregame show, so he's probably burned through all his material. He said with the affiliates, they're all automated. And what that means for, I don't want to dumb this down. If I'm talking down, I apologize. But the affiliates down the line are not, there's not a board operator. There's not a human being working. So if they'd have thrown it back to the affiliates to cover with local programming, they would not have been able to come back for the game. And so he covered 2.5 hours, and then they're up 21-0. He's thrilled, and then boom. They get beat. Hank Bachmeier threw an interception, just a bad pass across his body. Probably should have eaten it, as Boise State was driving for what would have been the winning touchdown, or could have been the winning touchdown. And a tough loss for Boise State and the Mountain West. But I thought they performed well. I thought they were physical. I mean, really physical. Boise State.
They were. They got beat up in the second half.
Yeah.
The third quarter, they just don't know where they were third quarter.
Yeah, and that's what JJ's alluding to, and that's where what's really going to come back to haunt them. And Andy Avalos is going to have to go back and figure out, how do we come out so quickly, and then just fade. And you can look at the Lobo offense. Why did they come out so quickly and stagnant in the second half? But I think Boise State was just a completely different story, and I'm going to guess UCF had a lot to do with it.
Yes, and it's one where UCF is a good football team, and UCF coming back shouldn't be surprising, but it's how bad Boise State looked at times in the second half. And then Bachmeier just making the worst. He was across the line of scrimmage when he threw that late interception. Just put your head down, get the first down, and move on. That was a terrible decision.
Going, getting buried and thrown across your body, across the field, into traffic. And it was good night now, and then they couldn't get the ball back, and thanks for coming. Also in the Mountain West last night, Eastern Washington. Oh, they're not the Mountain West, Jeff. No, I understand that. I understand. They played UNLV, who is in the Mountain West, went on the road to Allegiant Stadium and beat the Rebels by, 37-35 in double overtime last night. That's a tough loss for the Mountain West Conference. So you'll get opportunities this weekend. I'm interested to see. Now, I'm not telling you I think San Jose State is an opportunity at USC. I think. I mean, it's bet down to 40. When is it 17.5 yesterday? It's been bet down to 14 points. So here's what you get tomorrow in the Mountain West. Fresno State will be at Oregon. That game's on the Pac-12 network. It'll be a noon game. Lafayette is at Air Force. Montana State at Wyoming. San Jose State's at SC. That's also a Pac-12 network game. When are we going to get the Pac-12 network on DirecTV, for crying out loud? It's been 6,
nice.
7, 8 years. I mean,
been a while.
What am I doing here? This is the one that I think you got a really good opportunity. Nevada is at Cal. That's an FS1 game, 8:30 at night. Also at 8:30 at night on CBS Sportsnet, the Aggies and San Diego State. Other games, Utah State on the Pac-12 network plays Washington State, and the late night game, Portland State will be at Hawaii. So where do you see opportunities? Obviously Nevada and Cal, right?
Nevada and Cal. If I'm picking the upset, it's Nevada.
Okay. And it wouldn't be a dramatic upset, although it was at 2 points yesterday. It's been bet up to 3.5.
Yeah, not a dramatic upset. Not quite Hawaii over California, but I do like Nevada in that situation.
All right. San Jose State have a chance against SC, and I ask you that. I mean, I think SC is ready to have a year, and I know Clay Helton's under a lot of pressure, and I part of me also feels every year SC is ready to have a year, and that might kind of be hard, right, with that. San Jose State's as good as they've been, or at least they were last year, in a long, long time. They've got most of it back. I think San Jose State is pretty decent. 14 is not a huge number. I mean, in a typical year, San Jose State would go into the Coliseum, and they'd be 29 to 31-point underdogs. I don't think San Jose State wins that game, but do you give them a chance?
Well, with a 14-point spread, that is saying, hey, there is a chance here. I'm not buying it. I'm not feeling San Jose State in that contest. Still like Nick Starkel, they're going to be a big factor in Mountain West play, but this does not feel like their moment.
So you think SC covers?
I do.
Okay. But there's your opportunities in the Mountain West. Aggie game, what's the number on that? It's 31.5. I'm going to tell you, I think that's too much. I don't know that I think San Diego State's offense explodes like that. When was the last time?
They don't have to.
Because you don't think the Aggies will score?
It could be. So it's 31.5. So it could be 35-3.
So you think the Aggies score 3 points again? Yeah, 35-3 covers.
This defense.
Yeah, no. Well, we think the defense should be pretty good, especially up front. Keyshawn Banks is still there. Do you give the Aggies any sort of a benefit? I don't want to say advantage, but a benefit that they've already played a game in San Diego State's in their opener? And you get better from week 1 to week 2. Every coach
Not
tells
that
you.
much better.
All right, they're not that. So you like the 31.5 and laying it with the Aztecs? I just don't see the Aztecs winning a lot of games that big.
I agree with that, and they still haven't. Well, they haven't told the world who their starting quarterback is. If you look at the depth chart, it is still Orr.
Who they got listed?
Jordan Brookshire and Lucas Johnson.
Yeah, I think they went with Brookshire. He's the transfer, right?
Brookshire.
Yeah, I think that's where they're going. I think that's where they're going. This will be an interesting one. I mean, I think San Diego State is going to beat them. And it's funny because Aggie fan was telling me, well, the first part of the schedule is totally manageable. You know, I think we're going to beat UTEP, and I think we got a shot against San Diego State, and we'll beat the Lobos, and then I'm like, and then South Carolina State, and you're like, wow, okay, yeah, that all sounds really nice. You didn't look good against UTEP. You scored 3 points against that UTEP team that you thought you were going to beat. Now, I understand you had 2 touchdowns. One was not really a touchdown, and the other one was called back. And it would have looked different if it was 2017. And you're going to live on ifs. You're not going to live very long, right? I understand what I saw in the first half. I also understand what I saw in the second half. And I'll give you this. Defensively, they got better. I think a little bit of it's because UTEP backed off a little bit with a big lead. But you still couldn't move the football in the second half. I thought they regressed offensively in the second half. So your point's totally valid. That's fine. San Diego State could score 35 and then win 35-3 and they still cover. I think this is more like a 28-10 game. But but then you're saying, well, Jeff, they just lost to UTEP 30-3, and I think we all believe San Diego State's better than UTEP. So I think that's where the spread's coming from.
Regardless, I still think that next weekend's game in Albuquerque is going to be very interesting to just see where New Mexico State is. 2 games. Tough opponent this weekend, just more experience. And that's what it comes down to for the Aggies is experience. They don't have it. And their quarterback, you like the traits, see the athleticism in Jonah Johnson in New Mexico State quarterback, gets more rhythm in the offense. It's another test, big-time test going against this Aztec defense. You expect that unit to be good. Now, the offensive line, the power football, are they going to be able to make up for another year of questions at the quarterback position? That is to be determined. But the one thing that you know they're going to do is make life hard on you defensively.
Yeah, no, I think that's right. I think that's 100% right. Now, San Diego State's got a reputation defensively. Rocky was there for a long time. Danny Gonzalez was defensive coordinator for a while. Zach Arnett was defensive coordinator for a while. They're all gone. Are they living on reputation now? Like, because there's part of me that, and my buddies who are Aztec fans are really, really, really queasy in regards to what is San Diego State now. I read you the text the other day where Ralph offered us, what do you say? I'll give Rocky 2 cases of Coors Light to come back, right? They're queasy about are they still that good that they could hang their hats, they could be okay offensively, and win on defense. They could win games week in and week out, 24-17. Are they that good, or are they living on reputation right now?
Some of it's reputation, but I don't think that's the point where it is all reputation, given the fact that 9 of the starters on that Aztec defense, junior or seniors. So I don't think that's enough carryover for that unit. But it gets to year 3, 4, yeah, it's no longer about Rocky Long's defense. It's Brady Hoke's team.
It's Brady Hoke's team now. Like this is year 2 for Brady Hoke. And I think they're going to have to find a way to be effective offensively. And they always have weapons. Jordan Bird's still there. They always have athletes on offense. Always. Look at the NFL. The NFL's littered with Aztecs. There are guys everywhere. But I think I'm curious, and I know Aztec fan is quite trepidatious. Are they still that team? They went 4-4 last year. They lost to Colorado. They lost to BYU. They lost to Boise State. They lost to San Jose State, who they beat last year. And I think Aztec fan, after their first year in a decade not going to a bowl game, and I understand it was a bizarre year, is just a little bit, and here they are, they're going into that beautiful new stadium next year, but they're not playing in San Diego. They're playing 2 counties north. There's a weird feel there while there's this pending excitement. I think it's a big year for Brady Hoke. I think they've got to have a nice year. I do, because are people going to just go, wait a minute, what happened here? We're going to the new stadium. What am I getting excited about? And you're asking me a whole lot more for tickets than you used to be. I've heard that too. I was having the conversation with Brady Hoke, literally in Vegas, and my phone was buzzing. And after I checked it afterwards, I said, "Hey, look!" I showed him, "Look at this," and it was Ralph and those guys complaining about the price of tickets in the new stadium. I guess we're getting hit. And Brady said, "Just tell them to buy bleeping tickets." That's how that went down. All right, that's where the Aggies will be, at San Diego State tomorrow night, 8:30. Want to know an easy way to save a lot of money each month? Refinance your mortgage. Do it now before rates get any higher. There's still programs now with rates in the 2s. That makes now the time to call American Financing to see what you qualify for. You simply can't put it off any longer. After all, a lower rate means hundreds of dollars in monthly savings, plus thousands, tens of thousands in long-term savings. It's the kind of money you can't miss out on. Their salary-based mortgage consultants are there to help you. No upfront fees, no hidden fees, and you might even be able to skip 2 mortgage payments. It's a no-pressure, no-obligation experience focused on you. So what are you waiting for? Rates are still low. Never been a better time to make your move. Pre-qualify for free. Give them a call at 505-247-9999. 505-247-9999. Or call them, go visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
DCE Systems want to help schools reopen and keep students, teachers, and staff safe. New Mexico's distributor of Novalent Shield Plus, an antimicrobial hand sanitizer that lasts 24 hours. That's right, 24 hours. 1 liter will provide approximately 2,000 individual applications. Call Louis Ruffin today at 507-7722 or go to DCESystemsINC.com to learn more. DCE Systems is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom has portable AC units for rent. Applications include server rooms, retail outlets, healthcare facilities, laboratories, convenience stores and truck stops, events, concerts, and weddings. All of these units are 120-volt plug-and-play. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacom.com to learn more.
DCE Systems want to help schools reopen and keep the students, teachers, and staff safe. We can also help every business reopen and keep their employees and customers safe as well. Don't just disinfect. Novalent antimicrobial technology provides ongoing residual protection against bacteria and viruses and is proven to last up to 90 days. That's right, up to 90 days. Call us today at 505-507-7722 or go to DCESystemsINC.com to learn more. DCE Systems are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
Drive, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. Micah, Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show. Good morning. Welcome to Sports Desk live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Datacom is the manufacturer's representative for the states of Arizona and New Mexico. Datacom represents Fuji Electric for uninterruptible power systems and Layer Zero for static switches and power distribution units. High-Tech Power Protection manufactures dynamic rotary UPS systems up to 3.6 megawatts, individual and 100 megawatts by combining multiple units. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacom.com to learn more. DCE Systems is the certified sprayer for purified protected environments, which is the Novalent distributor.
M610, the sports animal.
All right, a Lobo victory. 3 in a row's got to feel good. I mean, I got it. JJ's assessment was pretty good. You take the result, you feel good about the result. But would you tell me underwhelmed was the word? I think that's fair, especially with the offense in the second half. They were underwhelming in the second half. I think Danny would tell you that.
Offensive possessions for the Lobos in the second half: 3-and-out punt, 10 plays, 38 yards, convert on a 30-yard field goal. 3-and-out punt. 8 plays, 62 yards, have that 53-yard field goal attempt that is missed. 3-and-out punt, 3-and-out punt. 3-and-out, but you make a 37-yard field goal following that late fumble from Houston Baptist University and then the victory formation.
So what was there, like 3 first downs in the second half?
Yeah.
So, but you win, and your defense played well. I think you walk away thinking, okay, we did some good things defensively. Got to get better. Played the first half without Joey Noble. Gave up 187 total yards. You walk away and you feel pretty good about yourself. Harold wants to talk about Louisville volleyball. They play Green Bay in an hour. He says he's predicting another clean sheet. Okay. They should get a new
Screw Green Bay.
$50 million. You don't like him even though it's not that Green Bay?
I don't know.
It's like a different.
I need to
Green Bay.
read up on my volleyball.
Yeah, she's all purpled out, and that's like
Purple Friday.
Anything Green Bay is like
Purple
damn.
Friday.
Really, even when there's no games?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm down. All right.
And I'm going to Minnesota right after the show.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, it's a good time. Are the mosquitoes still flying like those big giant
It's
meal-sized
better.
ones?
It's gonna be like 70 degrees. It's gonna be perfect.
That's perfect. All right, on the golf, Tellus says, what are we doing, Jeff? What if John Rahm loses $15 million FedEx money by a few points? And he may. And the difference was that tournament where he looked great, and obviously he felt great, setting a track record pace at the three-quarter pole, but was forced to withdraw because he was a danger to who? The grass? That very well may happen. Remember when John Rahm was pulled off the course after leading? And right now he's right there.
Second.
And
right?
he may lose the FedEx Championship
You
by...
picked Rahm, right?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. He may lose by a few points.
Cantley in first. DeChambeau in fourth. Right now, leaderboard.
Bryce is funny when he hits the ball in the water and just his face and everything about him is funny right now. And it's almost funny just watching the crowd around him. They don't know what they want. You can see them; they're just dying to say something, but nobody wants to be the first one to test the rule. Brooksy! No, I said, where's my cookie? I want cookies. I like cookies.
Bryson DeChambeau is the athlete I am most conflicted about right now.
Really?
Because I want to like him. I just
Why?
like how he's different. He changed his game. He's bombing it.
Okay.
But then he just has that terrible attitude, rubs everyone the wrong way.
I heard Fred and Van talking about, he's just one of the guys, right? I mean, the guy you want to have a beer with, and golf doesn't like that. I'm like, he's not that at all. Like, how is
Opposite of that.
Total opposite. They're like, yeah, he's just that guy that golf doesn't want. Golf fan doesn't want. I'm like, what do you mean golf fan doesn't want? Like, golf fans down with different. Tiger Woods is pretty different, wouldn't you say? Golf
And
fan.
he'll have his moments. Like the match, he was fine. Like he wasn't a guy that you were watching when he's playing with Brady, Rogers, and Mickelson,
Right.
and you're just like, oh, I don't
He's
like
still a
this.
little awkward.
Yeah,
I mean, but he's
it's
not
as bad as it gets to when he's playing in the PGA tournament.
Yeah, I was listening to the Fred and Van. And I was like, gosh, I totally disagree. He's not that guy, the bro. He's just not. He's kind of country club guy. He's aloof. He seems that he feels that he's superior and certainly intellectually superior. He fits in basically nowhere with no body. Like I couldn't disagree more. And yeah, I give him credit for being different. I give him credit for having the stones to do things differently. There's
Like
been,
it's worked. That's
Well,
the thing that he won a major.
well, he won a major, and so the thing that's different about him, you watch his swing. Like, remember when he first came up, the thing that is now lost, all his clubs are the same length. And if you don't play golf, you're like, okay, what does that mean? Well, no, if you go through your set, your wedge is your shortest club, your driver's your longest, and they get gradually shorter or longer, whichever way you go. And there's a reason for that, and you play them differently. All of his are the same length, and he has the same swing, and he's doing things, to your point, that have never been done, and he's doing it successfully, which all of that is commendable. But it's the whole I'm smarter than you. Remember when he had the little protractor thing, the little thing with the pencil and the little metal device, and the PGA said, yeah, you can't use that instrument. What? But who else ever thought to use the little protractor or whatever that thing's called, right? I give him credit for being different, but I think Rory said it best the other day. It's tough to be him, but he brought a lot of this on himself.
No question.
Hoser or Joshua, what's up?
What's up, fellas?
Hello, Joshua.
Great to be talking to two-time and Mr. Fantastic. JJ Fantastic?
Fantastic.
Oh, yeah, buddy.
Oh, yeah, buddy.
Trying to catch my breath from walking the steps like 3 times yesterday.
So Hoser comes
And
up,
the
right?
reason-
He comes up to the
What's that?
sky. You come up to the cloud where we sit, like way up, like on top of the world there, and he's. Hey.
Altitude.
Well, and it's a climb now from the field.
Yeah.
There's no elevator that gets you up there. No, it's a climb.
No, I I was looking for the oxygen bottle.
Yeah.
I couldn't find it.
Yeah.
But
it was under George's
But the
desk.
reason I went 3 times, well, just to see you, pregame and then see you again at work. And then my third time was I was looking for JJ, and he was never there. Because I ran into everybody. I saw Carlisle. I even saw your boys, Van and Fred. I mean, I was like, and even remember that guy that used to jump in on the show from Magic? I forget his name.
Doug?
Yes, Dougie, Loud
Dougie.
Dougie.
Yeah,
Oh,
Loud Dougie.
For the life of me, I was like, hey, dude.
Hey,
Magic.
dude. You're the loud dude from Magic, Doug DeRocher. Yeah.
Yeah. So you even ran into him. So, yeah, it was great to see everybody. And, of course, the ProView guys, man. It was like, I almost started crying, man. I was like,
He
wow,
did.
this is like the old gang. We're right here,
So, Marie,
remember, I'm new.
So when Hoser used to sit in your seat, the ProView guys were in here. So they used to produce it from like right there in the corner. So every morning, Josh or Alden or Jason would come in, and so we were all together. Now it's done remotely, and there's Adrian sitting in his studio downtown producing the show. But it used to be Hoser would sit where you are, and then we were all together.
The
We'd
gang
all
was back?
eat the food together, and everybody got except for JJ went there last night. But we all got back together last night.
Yeah, man, good times.
Yeah.
I was a little disappointed on my performance, though. Of course, I had technical difficulties, too.
What happened to your
the
mic?
mic wasn't quite working the first 2 times. So, but, we came strong in the second half. So hopefully, we'll have the kinks worked out and everybody kind of knows their role and what buttons to push. And hopefully it'll go without a hitch next Saturday.
Yeah, hopefully.
Special Saturday, though, guys. I mean, not only it's New Mexico State and New Mexico, but man, it's 9/11 day. So
yeah. The 20th anniversary thereof.
I know.
Hoser, you'll get better. The biggest improvement is between game 1 and game 2, so you'll be better next week. Hey, let me hear you. Who wants a T-shirt? How do you say it?
That's right.
I want one.
He's your guy.
I can reach him. I can reach him wherever you're at. You just got to wave at me.
He told George, I'll throw one up to you. You want one? He says, I can throw it up here. I said, no, you can't. He said, what if I did?
I'll walk up or down the stairs for a shirt.
Ooh. All right.
I even saw the Stigler, man. I forgot to mention him. So
really?
props to
Throwbacks.
So
I haven't seen him.
he was telling me, you got to get in shape, because he saw me the third time when I was walking up there. And I was going down.
Says him.
Tough critics today.
Says
First
him.
the cheerleaders, now Hoser.
Yeah.
All right, we got a break. It's
right,
good to see you. Enjoy the weekend. All right, see you.
You too. Bye.
Don't forget, we are here. And by the way, I thank you for remembering you're listening to The Sports Animal. We appreciate you being there every day, and thanks for remembering that you're listening. And remember that we will be here on Monday. I know it's Labor Day. I know many of you have the day off. We will work for you.
We will.
Right?
Big week.
It's a big week. It's rivalry of enchantment week. Aggies and Lobos. Danny Gonzalez will be with us on Monday, and looking forward to it. All right, 505-246-0610. I'll get you some of your comments when we come back via the email. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. A-Marie produces on the radio. Adrian on the TV side on 95.9 FM and AM 610, The Sports Animal.
Jim Rome.
Quarterback Mac Jones look.
For the state of New Mexico and El Paso, DCE Systems wants to help schools reopen and keep the students, teachers, and staff safe. We also help every business reopen and keep their employees and customers safe as well. Don't just disinfect. Novalent antimicrobial technology provides ongoing residual protection against bacteria and viruses and is proven to last up to 90 days. Call us today at 505-270-6098 or go to dcesystemslnc.com. Ask us about our 24-hour hand sanitizer called Shield Plus. Datacom is the manufacturer's representative for the states of Arizona and New Mexico. Datacom represents Fuji Electric for uninterruptible power systems and Layer 0 for static switches and power distribution units. High-Tech Power Protection manufactures dynamic rotary UPS systems up to 3.6 megawatts individual and 100 megawatts by combining multiple units. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacom.com to learn more.
Meet Cynthia Bailing. She's a State Farm agent, which means she's here to help with all this. But it's easier to just remember she's here to help life go right. Call State Farm agent Cynthia Bailing in Albuquerque at 505-292-3934.
DCE Systems is the certified sprayer for purified protected environments, which is the Novolent distributor for the state of New Mexico and El Paso. DCE Systems wants to help schools reopen and keep the students, teachers, and staff safe. We also help every business reopen and keep their employees and customers safe as well. Don't just disinfect. Novolent antimicrobial technology provides ongoing residual protection against bacteria and viruses and is proven to last up to 90 days. Call us today at 505-270-6098 or go to dcesystemslnc.com.
610, the sports animal.
Ice Dope's back at it tonight. They are playing baseball. How come it doesn't tell me this? I got it. The boss's new maps and everything. I could tell you who's producing. I could tell you what time it's on. Is it not important that I know who they're playing?
I know. It's pretty important.
I got it, man. It's newer. It's better. All I know is Ice Dope's baseball tonight at 5:45. That means they've got to be somewhere east of here, probably in Texas. Do you know who they're playing?
I'm gonna look it up right now.
Thank you. I mean, I'm really trying here. 505-246-0610, 8889-220-0610. Today being Friday, JJ will be on the afternoon drive this afternoon, and then True to the Game with Mike Trujillo will be after Ice Dope's baseball. You know who Ice Dope's are playing tonight? I mean, I got my new fancy schedule
Colorado
here.
Springs.
All right. I mean, if that's what you're telling
tomorrow.
me. Well, it's got to be the same. They're playing a 6-game series. All right.
Yeah, Colorado Springs.
What?
There's not a AAA team in Colorado Springs.
No.
So it can't be Colorado Springs.
United is playing Colorado Springs tomorrow.
Is that what you're looking at?
I'm looking at Isotope. Oh, just kidding. I'm looking at Isotope Park schedule. My bad.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm like, yeah,
You're like, what?
The team moved. They got to be. They're east of here. It's at 5:45. All right, it's not important. Ice Dope's baseball at 5:45 tonight.
They're playing OKC.
Friday.
Oklahoma City. And didn't you just tell me we're gonna hoe coming out of that last break? And I was all fired up.
We're all well, yeah. And I was waiting for JJ. We can't do it without JJ.
Oh, fair enough point.
Caught me off guard.
It's all good. We're ready to go. Are we ready to hoe? We can't let Bobcat down.
No, we'll come out of the next break and we can do that. I guess that'll be our last break, huh?
Yes.
All right. Bill wants to know. Well, he said mediocrity in most mediocre division of sports. Jeff, there's only one club in the PCL East/West Division better than 500. Dodgers have dropped 10 lengths back, 2-8 in their last 10. All right. So what do you yes. Bourne's in on the golf. Bryson equals Sergio. Jeff, the difference is no one came to Sergio's defense because most of his feud was with the Big Cat, and up until 2009, Tiger was untouchable. He was the PGA's meal ticket. I think there's something to that. Sergio and Tiger had their feud, their thing, their rivalry, their feud, and everybody's. And look, Sergio was unlikable. And I'm not sure Bryson isn't also unlikable. Sergio was whiny, complained, like demeanor-wise was like really he's hard to like. His game was good. He could never finish. He never won anything until 3 years ago when he won the Masters, right? He finally broke through and won a major. Bryson won early in his career. He won the U.S. Open. U.S. Open. He won a major.
Sergio, and he had that stupid comment about fried chicken regarding Tiger Woods, and it just dug the hole even deeper. So there was a lot to dislike about Sergio Garcia.
Yeah, sir, it was tough, and he was a European. A lot of people, he's just a whiny Euro. He was tough to like early. He was tough. Howard, good morning. How you living? Ooh, you okay? Sounds like you're not very good. What's up?
Just had a little tickle in my throat there, Jeff.
All right.
Looking mighty dapper last night. Well, I just have one question. Why aren't you guys wearing red blazers?
Because I don't have one.
Oh, okay.
And where the hell do you go buy a red blazer? It's not like you can just go into a store and buy a red blazer. Where do you? I mean, even if I wanted one and I don't, where would you buy one?
Yeah.
Eddie doesn't have a closet full of them.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Very true. Very true. But I'll tell you something. A win's a win, guys. I think that was a very fortunate win last night. I'm glad. I thought the defense played really well. Unfortunately, I couldn't make the game. I had a late appointment. I missed the first 6 minutes of the first quarter, and then I watched it from there till the end. You know, I felt like JJ made a comment earlier about how they kind of went conservative in the second half, and I felt like they did too. I felt like, maybe they need to let Terry Wilson open it up a little more. What do you guys think?
100%. And we'll talk to Danny on Monday. I asked him on Wednesday, how much will you show? Are you gonna hold stuff back? He says, no, we're playing football. And you saw the very first play of the game, and you didn't see it, but they ran a reverse pass. So Trey Hall, the backup quarterback, took it on a reverse and threw it to Terry Wilson. You're like, whoa, okay. Obviously, they're not holding back. I thought they did in the second half. So we'll ask Danny, how much were you just kind of holding on, not showing a bunch of stuff, and figuring you could run it down their throats, thinking that you're going to dominate them up front? But JJ's, and you said this earlier, you think Derek Wareham didn't call his best game.
No, I don't think we saw the best of what this offense can be, play calling, route running in the second half.
Yeah, it seemed like it got a little ultra-conservative in the second half. But, at the end of the day, when the year is ended and we're looking at bowl qualification, a win's a win, guys. And I'm really glad that they came away with a win. It would have been heartbreaking for them to lose after waiting so long to play in front of a crowd. Now, I just got one question for you guys. What the heck is this? You guys are working on Monday? Nobody else is?
Yeah, that's right. I think we opted to.
We did.
We opted in.
You opted.
Committed to the game.
Yeah, you figure it's coming off a big first weekend of college football. It's the weekend of the week of Lobo Aggies. We opted to, and we'll take a floating holiday somewhere down the line.
Well, I'll be sitting on my back porch Monday morning listening. You know that.
Well, lob us a call then,
Take care,
Howie.
guys.
All right, see you. Enjoy
Have
the
a safe
weekend.
weekend.
You as well. Lob us a call if you want.
Bye-bye.
Later. 505-246-0610. That's where Howard called. 888-922-0610. Terry, good morning. You're on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Good day, sir.
Yeah, good Friday, Jeff. Good Friday, JJ, and good Friday, Marie. Have safe travels to Minnesota. I think Bobcat needs a little boost. 3 weeks ago, Bobcat predicted Lobos in a close game.
He did, no
and
doubt.
He was getting stubbed, so maybe he needs a sponsored segment, by one of the casinos. He was sandbagging us on his knowledge of sports, but he did well. Bruin James, yes, stud quarterback for OSU, but then the backup's making $1.4 million. Not a bad job to be in college and hold a clipboard for that kind of money. So they'll go on and move on from there. Lobos, yay, I was able to park. I had my credit card. We enjoyed it. I think the people down there pulled a Bob Uecker on me because I had gotten in on the sweet deals. But there was nobody within 100 miles of me and my wife, so I think they knew to send me off by myself. But enjoyed the game. They played well in the first half. Obviously from game 1 to game 2 is a lot to work on. But I think the star of the game, just to be honest, was the Houston Baptist punter.
He's unbelievable.
That guy was pretty wicked too, inside the 5, and he had a hell of a leg. So he was keeping them in the game there early.
Brady Buell. Yeah, his name was Brady Buell. Yeah.
Yeah, he created great field position for them. So I hope the crowd. I still go back to 1982. I was out of town. I called in. The Lobos were 9-1 going to last game. Asked my friends, "Hey, can you give me a ticket?" Said no problem. It was back when Joe Morrison was coaching, and unfortunately, this town, as much as they love Lobo basketball and from the early 60s jumped on. I hope Danny's doing a great job. I hope people want to get involved, and obviously next week will be packed. I guess need to tell Down in Cruces he can't pay for parking with a bag of Hatch green chili, but hopefully
Maybe
everybody gets in. There'll be a big crowd, and go from there. So you guys have a great weekend. As always, you do a great job. Be safe. Enjoy your families. And we'll talk to you later.
Thank
Take
you,
care.
Terry. So Brady Buell, their punter. I said on the broadcast today, I wish I could get my pitching wedge to do that. They went in the first half where he bounced at the left hash mark and then turned it left and had to go out of bounds inside the 1.
Ugh.
And then in the second half, he had one bounce at the 1 and check at the 2 and die. I'm like, I can't get a 60-degree wedge played off my front foot, hit 200 feet in the air to stop like that and back up.
Yeah, field position was a huge factor in the game. So when you look at some of the drives, when you say, all right, they went 3 and out, backed up at their own goal line, that's credit to the special teams. And it was something that changed the game in the first half with the punt return touchdown. Played a big role in limiting what Lobos were able to do in certain situations.
Yeah, I thought he was the special teams, they were pretty good. I mean, they scored a touchdown. Tyson Thompson, their return man, took a line drive kick and was able to just weave through the special teams of Lobos. There was a second one that he had a terrific return on that was called back on a holding call. Danny said it after the game. He was a little concerned about special teams. I think he needs to be. They missed a long field goal, which it was a 54-yard field goal. So I don't know what the percentage is, but I think it's under 40% in college to make that anyway. You worry about a little bit on your punt team because you gave up a home run, and then I don't know what you're going to do about balls that are dying at the 2. That's just the other guy. Sometimes the other guy's really good at what he does, and that punter was really good at what he does.
Yeah, the percentage of that happening actually favors not catching it and just bouncing it in the end zone.
Yeah. No, Manny Logan Green, who was the punt returner, played those right. You know, if it's going over your head, you don't feel it inside the 10. You figure it's going to go in the end zone. And the guy was able to back him up and stop him, and he was terrific at what he does. That's one of those you tip your hat and say, hey, you want to transfer? No, I'm kidding. You just got to transfer punter. 505-246-0610. I'll read you some stuff off the text line when we come back. Or what do you call it? The hate line? The venom line?
Troll line?
Yeah, whatever you guys call it. That's coming up next on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Ask us about our 24-hour hand sanitizer called Shield Plus.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. There at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
This pregame is brought to you by New Mexico Army National Guard.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. There at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing, tops them all.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
DCE Systems want to help schools reopen and keep students, teachers, and staff safe. New Mexico's distributor of Novalent Shield Plus, an antimicrobial hand sanitizer that lasts 24 hours. That's right, 24 hours. 1 liter will provide approximately 2,000 individual applications. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to DCESystemsINC.com to learn more. DCE Systems is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom has portable AC units for rent. Applications include server rooms, retail outlets, healthcare facilities, laboratories, convenience stores and truck stops, events, concerts, and weddings. All of these units are 120-volt plug and play. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacalm.com to learn more. DCE Systems want to help schools reopen and keep the students, teachers, and staff safe. We can also help every business reopen and keep their employees and customers safe as well. Don't just disinfect. Novalent antimicrobial technology provides ongoing residual protection against bacteria and viruses and is proven to last up to 90 days. That's right, up to 90 days. Call us today at 505-50...
Your little face got all crunched up, a concern in your face when you didn't hear it immediately.
Give me a hoe if you got your funky bus fare.
Bobcat will be proud.
I feel like Hoser climbing the stairs, going to the moon.
That was a good one.
Oh yeah, buddy! It's been a week now. I'm not gonna lie. It is. I mean, I know. I was off last week, and oh my, I got lightheaded. But this has been it's been a week. Oh wait a minute! I need some oxygen.
Oh.
Sheesh. All right, is it Friday now?
It's Friday.
It's a 3-day weekend for some.
For us.
Yeah, for some.
2.5.
For you.
Yeah.
Yeah, big Minnesota.
Going to a wedding.
Really? That'd be awesome. Is that the dress you're gonna wear?
No, they won't allow me. They actually told me no Viking gear.
Really? What are they, Packer fans?
No, they're Viking fans,
All right.
but it's a fancy wedding.
I get it. That'll be big. All right, yeah. Text line. You send them. I'll read them. JJ is right. Jeff's breaking his own rule and criticizing the reason fans give for why they don't go to games. I didn't criticize the reasons. Did I? Did I criticize the reason?
Well, you said you don't care.
I get it. David's
like, there's things like if you say, you know what, I don't go to the game because I think the ticket prices are outrageous, or you know what, there's one concession stand that's impossible. Okay, those are realities that everyone is dealing with. Because you don't have any friends to go with you doesn't matter to everyone else.
I said the rule I think I broke is.
You said you didn't want to know why people didn't.
Why you don't do things.
Like, life happens. We get it. Yeah. Like if there's a ballad like, oh, showed up and there were no parking attendants. Or you show up, there's no one to take tickets. Like, okay, that's an issue for everyone, not the fact that I don't have anyone to go with.
David criticizes everything I say, and he hears things that I say the way he wants to hear them, which is fine. He says, does that Football Found Friend app, he didn't say app, have to agree with the seeker fan-wise and food-wise? Again, he thinks you can't disagree with me. That's his angle on this whole thing. Well,
personal preference, what you want with your football friend at the game.
Can I ask David or this texter, why should the host have to agree with everything everybody says? I agree with a lot of things that people say. Why would the show host, you or me, have to agree with everything that's being said? Why could I not have a differing or a dissenting opinion?
How boring would that be?
I think it'd be pretty bad.
Yeah.
And David thinks this. I mean, I get it. He thinks I'm pretty bad, but yet he texts every day.
He listens.
Yeah. I just why is it wrong that I would have a dissenting opinion or not agree? You obviously don't agree with me. Does that make you? I don't know. Whatever. I'm not going to get into this urinating match. 505-246-06. What? What's a nice way to say pissing match?
Pissing match.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's a good
Can
one.
you say that on the radio?
Yeah.
All right, I just did, right? So let's hope you can.
We're Brooksying him.
Brooksy. Yeah. What am I looking forward to the most this weekend? It's Clemson, Georgia, right? And it's the golf. I'm not going to lie to you. I will watch a ton. Like Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
Sunday.
We got our draft.
Do you? Is it in Minnesota?
JJ.
Is our draft? I mean, is that the league I got to get in?
You're in it. By the way.
Am I in?
You like my team name?
I didn't even look.
I think you need to check because somehow you have 3 teams in that league.
Me?
Henry. Yeah. You might need to withdraw 2.
I don't know what happened, but.
What are you new, Bobcat? Like, what the hell?
Check over here.
Come on, Bobcat.
Wait, how do I have 3 teams?
It says you've registered 3 times.
I don't. That must be a glitch.
When's that draft?
It's Sunday night.
All right, so I got.
We'll see if people.
You want to be on one of my teams, Jeff?
Can I have one?
Let's call that guy from Philly.
Oh man, right.
Let him be in our league.
Stigler said on the hoe, Jeff, I most enjoy the rolling of the head back and closing your eyes. Looks like a meditative experience when you hoe. Kind of is. Kind of like my little Zen moment for the week.
Get you high.
Okay. Yeah, I felt lightheaded for a minute. Yeah. I'm down with the meditative experience. It's kind of my it makes me as stupid and silly, and I don't care what it sounds like. It almost does mean it's Friday to me.
It's awesome.
I've been doing that for how many years? Like we've done that and every Friday except for last Friday, but it still felt like Friday. We hope. So all right, Georgia and Clemson's the big one. Cal Nevada's another one I want to see. Is that tomorrow night? I know I gave you all the times and I forgot. It's tomorrow night, same time as the Aggie Aztec game, right? It is. It's on Fox Sports 1. It's the same time as the Aggie Aztec game. So tomorrow night, there's pretty good viewing. You can grill. United plays tomorrow, correct? At home.
Yep.
I'll be in
Colorado Springs.
The ding, ding, ding. Look at you. You got that one, didn't you?
Boom.
Yeah. By by the way, and you can get into that a little bit. This is at some point they better start winning some games, right?
What do we call this? A kind of got to win game.
Kind of got to win game. That's so when it's not a must win, but you kind of got to win. There, it's a kind of
got to win game.
Yeah,
like passive aggressively.
Well, you kind of got to win this one. And Colorado Springs is nice. They bring in one of the best scorers in this league, and Najee Berry. Look at me, huh? At some point, right?
Got to win game. You want to make the playoffs. Start getting 3 points at home down the stretch, and it's here September and October.
At what point do you start in your mind? Okay, we kind of got to win, but we're not.
The thing with the standings, it's still only a game.
Well, and the standings is like what?
How tight it is from 4 to 6.
And 4 out of 6 make it, right? Or is it 5 out of 7?
4 out of 7.
4 out of 7
in the division. Yeah.
Where are we right now?
Who's we?
United.
Oh, you weed on that. I get it.
Yeah.
6.
Right.
But
so
just a couple points out.
Okay.
Like you win and you get your 3 points and you jump but they've had 7 matches straight where they've not won. They had 5 of those were draws. So they've got 5 points in their last 7 outings. Make sense? All right. So are you going out for that tomorrow night? There's good TV on, man.
I don't know what I'm doing yet this weekend.
You don't want to hear what I'm not doing, do you? So I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you what I'm doing and what I'm not doing. You don't need to know. You don't need to know where the hell I'm going. U.S. national team women draw in their first World Cup qualifier with El Salvador. Big deal, no deal.
Well, it was the men.
That's right. Yes, it was the men, and that's what I thought it was at first, and I just read it as OW. So I thought, okay, so I think it's kind of a deal.
It's a deal. Underwhelming performance with the excitement coming off this summer. But you got a point on the road, CONCACAF. Stuff happens.
Nate Davis was our guest, the Gladiators quarterback. Thanks to him, the first team All-IFL quarterback. They play playoffs on Sunday at Arizona. Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowherd follows that. J.J. Buck is on the afternoon drive today. Isotopes Baseball at 5:45. True to the Game with Mike Trujillo after that. We are working Monday. Join us on Labor Day. For those of you who have a 3-day weekend, love it. Safe travels, A-Marie.
Thank you.
Adrian, great seeing you in person last night. Great job today. Enjoy the weekend. Big weekend?
Huge.
That's my favorite part of the day. Be good to each other, please. We're back with award-winning radio Monday at 7 a.m. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll smell you tomorrow.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
A rogue virus. No jobs. Sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
DCE Systems want to help schools reopen and keep students, teachers, and staff safe. New Mexico's distributor of Novalent Shield Plus, an antimicrobial hand sanitizer that lasts 24 hours. That's right, 24 hours. 1 liter will provide approximately 2,000 individual applications. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to DCESystemsInc.com to learn more. DCE Systems is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom has portable AC units for rent. Applications include server rooms, retail outlets, healthcare facilities, laboratories, convenience stores and truck stops, events, concerts, and weddings. All of these units are 120-volt plug and play. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacom.com to learn more.